Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Versus. My name is Johnny Dutrin. I have the privilege of being the artistic director for Vancouver Poetry House, and we are so stoked to host the Canadian Individual Poetry Slams 2026. Who's here for some poetry? Before we begin, I just want to talk a bit about the festival. It's been an intense week, and I have to say that the caliber of poets this year has been exceptional. Coming out of the distancing measures that we had to go through with the arrival of COVID, it really decimated the artscape. And lots of folks were silenced, and then governments in power that kept wanting to hold on to that power kept silencing people. And there was this kind of renaissance. Poets started coming back. And the most rewarding thing I could witness this year is seeing so many poets from before and just showing up saying, I just want to be here. And that's community for me. So I'm really grateful for that. Yeah, right? Hey, for yourselves. This week I've been trying to find different unique ways to talk about intimate dialogues beyond sex and consent, which are really important things. Do those things, okay? Have sex and be consenting when appropriate. Take care of yourselves. Wear protection. Get on PrEP. And we're online live streaming. Hi, good. Wear protection. Be well. Say yes when you want to. And for me, it's so much more than that. Intimacy requires a consent and a vulnerability and an openness. And at the close of this festival, I think that there's actually nothing more intimate than a meaningful apology. When you are hurting or have hurt someone, there's this need of I need you to know that it's not about you forgiving me, it's about you letting you know that I'm gonna try to do better. This festival has been hard. My team has worked so hard. I have worked with my team so hard. And we aren't always successful, but we try. But it shows that the amount of work that's kind of been has really shown this work that you're celebrating now. We need to keep that intention and that space of wanting and trying to do better and knowing to do better. And with that energy, I want to acknowledge that there's so much more to apologize for, and there's so much more to forgive. And some things may not ever be forgiven, but we are going to try to make this space better. Yes? Yeah. And we do that by honoring the arts and artists that are here. Yes? We are going to hold space for them to share their truth and their work. Yeah? Yes. And artists, we are going to take care of our people. Yes? With that agreement, I want to honor that we are on the unceded, never relinquished, ancestral, traditional lands of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. What you hear today, we were talking earlier this week about how for so many of us who have ancestors that are from away, to come here to have those formative memories, whether they're traumatic or identifying or growth or those dumplings with grandma or playing in the fields, whatever those memories are, they can displace another story, an Indigenous story. And as a dearly loved poet in our community, Ronnie Dean Harris, Os 12, I had the privilege of working with him at a workshop, and he was with all these museum archivists, and with all that stuff that they're doing with artifacts and things. And he says, when y'all arrived here, maybe I said y'all. When you all arrived here, maybe he said y'all. When y'all arrived here, it was the Indigenous folks that saw your human rights and saw you and said, yeah, well, come here, eat something. So let's move with that spirit, okay? Yep. This is my penultimate festival, and I'm so stoked to celebrate with you. Are you ready for some poetry? Yeah. I made an unofficial bet that Johnny McCrae does not know about, which is who can do this intro the fastest. And I win. There you go. I'd like to bring up your future poet today. This human is someone who has been in the game for a minute or a year or a decade or a lifetime, feels like a lifetime in the best way possible. You're old, wherever you are. I'm old too. but I have rarely met a human that is so generous and giving of his time. And, like, the funny thing is, there's artists in the room here. We're like, when I first got this role 4 years ago, this last festival was the culmination of a 4-year strategy. And I really wanted to hire and bring, and it was like, oh, I get to pay artists. That's amazing. And then inflation kept happening, and we didn't get more money. I'm like, oh, I'm going to keep paying you, but less. How about this? Is this okay? Is this enough? And these artists are like, don't worry, Johnny, I got a grant. I'm going to cover something for you, too. That's community, right? And though we collectively may have gotten money, thank you to the Canada Council for the Arts, BC Arts Council, City of Vancouver, Department of Heritage, and all of our friends at PUSH, at Historic Growhouse, at the Calgary Spoken Word Society, all these places that gave money, the Lead Canadian Poets. It's just so great to have that generosity and feeding, because when there is not enough resources, those of us who have less know what it is to share, And so let's share some poetry. Is my feature ready? Yeah. This human, it's gonna be so good. He was like, Johnny, I'll be on time. How much time do I have? I'm a producer too, I know. I'm like, just show out. Make these competitors earn it. Show them what you're made of, because you're amazing and you need more shine in your life. Spin El Poeta is a Guatemalan-born poet, cultural strategist, and educator whose work has moved stages across Turtle Island and Latin America for over 20 years. Known for performances that fuse political clarity with deep emotional intelligence, Spin's poetry explores migration, masculinity, healing, immigrant Indigenous friendship with precision and urgency. He has represented Canada internationally at the 2025 World Poetry Slam, 2024 Abya Yala Slam in Ciudad, Juárez, Mexico, painted by poets in Atlanta, and he was a member of the Growhouse Tampa Slam Poetry Team in 2024. Beyond the stage, Spin has executive produced Raza BIPOC Access Podcast and co-founded One Mic Educators and Raza Open Mic, platform dedicated to uplift Black, Indigenous, Latin American, and Palestinian artists. Amazing, right? Give it up for your feature tonight, our poet of honor, Spin El Poeta!
Give it up for Johnny and the dope outfit too, y'all. Johnny's out here styling. All right. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate you. All right, Johnny runs a tight ship, so we're going to get down to business. Let's make some noise for all the progressive people in the room. We're about to find out how progressive you are. Conversations with progressive white executives at a local university student union. Hey, Spin, those black guys in your office, are they students? Yes, Nora, those African brothers in baggy pants in my office are in aerospace engineering, actually. It says it right on their fucking hoodies, Nora. I realize in your minuscule mind it might be high school dropouts setting up a drug deal during midterms in my office, but we're actually planning a recruitment fair for black high school students so that they know they'll be protected from that bigoted yet somehow progressive racism that led you to ask me that shit. Idiot. Dear progressive white executives, academics, and others of your ilk who have yet to unpack your backpack of white privilege, I am a glitch in the matrix. This poem will hurt and I don't give a fuck. Given that my pale skin has granted me access to the same white privilege you will take to your grave denying, I feel compelled to share with you some things. When I tell you I'm Latino, do not respond immediately with, oh my God, I love salsa. Do not be disappointed when I tell you I don't dance it, and don't you dare question my ethnicity because of it. The one indigenous, black, or Muslim friend in your circle is not automatically a representative for the whole of Africa, Black America, Islam, or Turtle Island. They are not expert panelists on Democracy Now!, and your dumbass is not Amy Goodman. Moving on. Dear progressive, white, tenured professors, you assholes. My ex-girlfriend was pursuing her master's degree. As part of this, she enrolled in a course called Decolonizing Africa, taught, of course, by a fucking white man. She was the only black student in the class. She left that class in tears repeatedly. Would you care to guess why? Dear progressive white activist, inviting indigenous elders to your events to conduct opening ceremonies can be a respectful thing to do. However, only giving them 5 minutes to do so is tokenizing. Not sure if you've actually attended an opening indigenous ceremony before, but I have, and I can assure you it lasted a lot longer than 5 fucking minutes. Dear progressive white organizers, you know, the executive directors of whatever organization, you give us the pizza and bus tickets and 90% of your funding goes to admin expenses, and then you get mad when we have the nerve to call out racism and white supremacy in this progressive bastion of revolutionary change known as the nonprofit sector. To you, I say this: you tokenizing, patronizing, inconsequential motherfuckers have yet to achieve anything tangible or substantial. You speak of the proletariat, have no clue how to organize them. You love to act hood until the hood acts up. Then your white ass calls the police. Your white fragility has become burdensome. So the next time you feel the need to question whether a group of aerospace engineering students actually attend the university because they happen to be black, do us all a favor, check your white privilege, and shut the fuck up. All right. I would have got half a point time deduction on that one. All right, so shit's about to get heavy right now. No, that was light. That was like the fluffy intro to my shit. Y'all don't know me if you were surprised that was not fucking light. Trigger warning, I am a cancer survivor, and I will be addressing that in this poem. It's written from a space of healing. And I really hope and pray that those of you that need it can find it. And I want to thank Lady La Poeta, who coached me and helped me put this together and prepare for today's presentation. Please give her a round of applause. World Poetry Slam champion. All right, cut it. We got a tight ship. Johnny runs the tight ship. We got to stay on track here. Your body is not a coffin for pain to be buried in. Ejime ora. This powerful quote was introduced to me by the amazing facilitator Ruby Pacheco during her Reclamando workshop. She followed it with a question that ripped open the casket within me. Where does your body bury your pain? A healer once taught me that the left side of your body is the receiving side, the right, the giving. Forgotten memory on earth, the left side of my body is the receiving side, the right, the giving. So where does my body bury my pain? Truthfully, as of late, it has been the left side. You see, God has continually been pouring into me, but my vision distorted. I kept dumping God's blessings into my stepfather's insolvent hearing clinic. I figured God must have been like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? This was a business I had no business running. Truthfully, it was more mausoleum than clinic. And though my intentions were good, that road to hell was well paved. My need to vindicate my stepdad's death became the sealed crypt door, locking my unprocessed grief inside of the pain, buried in my body I was sick often. Cortisol through the roof, blood sugar ballooning. Scarcity mindset had a tight grip on me. The receiving side of my body started attacking itself, injured my left foot and left ankle. The left side of my gut started wreaking havoc all over my body. Disease had rooted itself so deeply that I had just accepted the pain entombed within, masking it all in anger. Kind of like the machismo that Latin America fed me as a child. You know, the whole, no llores, mijo, los hombres no lloran. Don't cry, men don't cry. Yeah, man. Thank you, machismo. Now on top of my gut all fucked up, my left ear has been plugged and I got sinus congestion from the tears that I should have cried but didn't because I was busy being a man, you motherfucker. At the time of writing this, I was going through that lovely phase called detox. And it ain't no patchouli and salt scrubs. This face sucks. Those tears still needed to be exhumed, except now they layered onto the congestion from the tears I should have cried in the first place but didn't. As men, it is difficult for us to ask for help. And for some stupid reason, it's even more difficult to receive it. We tend to self-sabotage and turn our lives into a whole clown operation until that casket is finally lowered into the graveyard of our own denial, and we wind up on the floor listening to Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate wondering what the fuck happened. We divert accountability into incel culture, fresh and fit podcasts, and a bunch of other bullshit that makes women the pallbearers at our own funeral while absolving us. And brothers, I promise you, this shit only makes everything worse. This toxic bro culture will turn the space she needed, but we struggle to give into a full-fledged divorce. Get a hold of yourselves. We men don't speak to each other like this enough. Your body is not a coffin for pain to be buried in. Where do you bury your pain? You see, the pain I have buried on the right side almost killed me. I once feared being taken advantage of, so I struggled to give. Hoarded all my gifts and all my blessings and almost hauled it all to an early grave until cancer gripped me, borrowing itself in the right side of my manhood. One of the cornerstones of my foundation had become compromised. Testicular cancer orchiectomy. As I lay on the operating table, I commanded every cancerous cell in my body to exit with the excision. This surgery, ironically, became the resurrection my masculinity needed. Grateful for this brush with death, my homecoming. Genesis of my inception, I finally became the man creator intended me to be. Secured a perfect balance within me, relinquished the resentment on the right, embraced the abundance on the left. The tears that free flow now are my anointing, my gift. A sanctuary reconnecting me to the safety of my mother's womb. I now cry tears of joy. I now cry tears of gratitude. I cry. They say that the human body is composed of 206 bones, each of which remodels itself completely after 10 years. This poem was written 10 years after I was declared free from cancer. My body is no longer a coffin, nor will it lie in one anytime soon. All right, I haven't had much time to banter, so I'm gonna do a little banter. This next poem was written while I was doing a beautiful residency in a Cree community known as Waskaganish and Iu-Ishchi, northern Quebec. Wominji, sorry, the community was Wominji. And I wrote it at a time when I didn't envision being here today, performing the shit I'm about to tell you. But I think it needs to be said. And I appreciated Johnny talking about the apologies and the need for us all to reflect. It feels like we're starting to rebuild that beautiful slam poetry scene here, and I want to shout out the Vancouver Poetry House, Johnny, the whole team, the other Johnny, Kayla, Sonia, Little John, everybody. Give them all a strong round of applause, please. I've been doing this shit for like 2 decades, and like, I got tired. And I had like a hate relationship with slam for a long time, but there's a little bit of love coming back. All right, this shit is not a slam at all. I just want to indulge myself. I used to pray for all of these bookings. That my boat tree got me touring, I'm international now. Looking East James Bay Cree mainland to coastal to Vancouver to Florida. $1,000 slam competitions in Ottawa, I ate that food on the regular. And who would have imagined when I first put pen to paper that I'd shine my light so bright the shade from these haters couldn't touch me? I stay connected to the land. Wapmakstu, Waswanipi, Oj Bugamu, Namaska, Waminji, Waskaganish, Iu-Ishchi, Nemweten Etayan Ut. I am happy, I am here. I was in Quebec learning a new language, and it wasn't French. Cree Nation. 1/3 of the landmass of that province, 400,000 square kilometers, over 7,000 years caretaking the land before the colonizers arrived, and I used to worry that these toxic Canadian poets don't like me. All because I wouldn't conform to these goofballs trying to deplatform this refugee, who became his own prodigy, landed his own grant money, built his own community, worked so hard to live out his dreams, he ended up helping others live theirs. Shout out to Abya, Yala, Slam, Growhouse, Tampa, mi gente, mi pueblo. I never had to lie to kick it. I'm still good with the real me. I shifted all of that hate into this golden heart of mine. Got the babies in Iu-Ishchi telling me they fought off depression with my rhymes, and I used to worry that these toxic Canadian poets don't like me. So what matters most? The opinions of these losers who imploded our national slam poetry scene, or the love from these babies living in remote communities that these losers would never see. I will always be with the babies. Their poetry sustains me. My art uplifts them. And because of my art, I have been a guest on indigenous lands who was invited. How many of you settlers can say that? When I write rhymes, my inner child gets excited now. The flame within us that was once a spark gets ignited now. We suffered so long in the dark that we welcome the light now. Everything is all right now. Everything is all right now. Every little thing is all right now. All right. We on track? I think I'm going to do this. So I used to get all the nerves and jitters that whoever of y'all's in the finals probably have, and like, have fun up here, man. This is all bullshit. It's just like scores aligning themselves and like, fuck it, you know, just be happy and enjoy yourself and your presence here. And I can say that because the last slam I took part in was at Avon Park Correctional Facility in Florida. They call it the street food slam. I curated a team of Tampa poets and myself, and about 10 minutes into the slam, I realized that we were the fucking street food. And so, you know, we put up a fight, but we got our ass kicked. I mean, the team, we had no chance. The team's members were Money Mark, Call Me Ish, Bo Blue, and then the most special ones, Fertilizer, and Shaka Baka. We were cooked. We had no chance. But I really enjoyed that because that's like really what I aspire to now. I'm going back next year. I'm going to be fully prepared and mentally ready, and I'm going to get one of the little plastic spoons that they give out when they really like a poem. That's the shit I'm aspiring for now. And most importantly, and I do want to share this message with you, I felt a lot more gratitude and joy from these brothers, some of whom are doing life, than from some motherfuckers I know in Canada that are on the outside. And it was a really humbling experience for me. So, you know, we got to count our blessings. We got to give thanks. So, that being said, my second last poem was a commission by York University. They wanted me to write a poem about the reality that indigenous people suffer under the colonial state of Canada and that refugees suffer. And I myself am a refugee, and I had to do all this in 3 minutes. I was like, how the fuck? That's a lot of shit they want me to say in 3 minutes, but this is what I came up with. Canadians go camping to pass the time in the summer. But refugees are biding their time in camps through the summer, and those tents have a very different meaning when what's left of your life has become so demeaning that all of your possessions can be stored within. An orphan from Mogadishu seeking refuge in Yemen goes through hell and the Gulf of Aden to get in. No free Canadian health care on him, but that's all right, because at least here in Canada, we got a great education. Well, except for indigenous people living on reservations, they receive $2,000 to $3,000 less in funding per child than the children attending the white schools nearby. The original peoples of this land that we're on are subjected to similar or worse conditions than those of the lands that we're from, Guatemala, Somalia, Palestine, or Iraq. And I once heard an 11-year-old child from out of Wapiscat tell the world that he suffers from heart problems and eczema. He studies in an unheated portable, and he's never seen a real school in his life. The temperatures get to minus 40 degrees, freezing the pipes. These babies study with sewage, fume, and carbon dioxide. How the fuck do members of parliament sleep at night? Out of Wapiscat, Indigenous territory in northern Ontario, here in Canada, the country that welcomes the refugees, the same country that causes the refugees with its mining companies and foreign policies, blindly condoning the genocide of Palestinians while funding Israeli army atrocities. Buried gold invades Guatemala, displaces thousands internally. We suffer the trauma and watch our gold flow to the company, oh Canada, land of opportunity. Nation filled with irony, future of uncertainty for those in need of harmony. Your very own soldiers from the Airborne Division violated and tortured Somalis, and many of them are now a part of my family. And tragically, some suffer the same violence here that they try to escape over there. Abikarim, Allahu Naharisto. Abdi Nasir Diri, Allahu Naharisto. 2 young men taken before their time, 2 young men taken before their prime, their parents orphaned and oceaned away from the country and still afflicted by gunshots after all of this time. Oh, Canada, that Bill C-31 that you passed was a crime, designating refugees for border detention, including the child for border protection. Please, Canada, knock this racist bill off the radar. Own your own inequity. The need for humanity is greater than the power you gave to these border service agency haters who hate us from Chiapas to Akwesasne, Gaza Strip to Soweto. This whole world is a ghetto, and we would not have been refugees if you colonizers didn't meddle with our internal affairs. All we ever wanted was justice, and we never crossed the borders. The borders crossed us. All right, I'm on track. I'm on track. Whew. Last piece, life of comfort. Make some noise if you hate the phrase starving artist. Everybody say, fuck being a starving artist. You're going to love this shit. I love it. Life of comfort. Far from starving. I am a working artist. Hardly got booked by these bozos in Canada, so I just harness my energy and book my motherfucking self. After all, sitting on your ass too long is bad for your health. I'm international now. My admin game's on point. Stay so busy I barely got time to light up joints, but let me in $1,000 slam competition. I'ma light it up for points. 6 poems made me $2,000 in 18 minutes. You do the math. I finally broke out the cage of insecurities, made my haters feel the wrath such a shame. They came to talk shit, I came to collect. Give a fuck about the fame, I just invoice for the check and keep pushing. My queen told her parents I am a provider. I gotta live up to the name, got a chokehold on the grand game and a million ways to make $1. But I can't pour from an empty cup, so I must get myself set up. Short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. Live like no one else now so I can live like no one else later. And who said artists had to starve in the first place? Haters. Why do we believe them? What's the basis? Ain't nothing sacred about struggling through poverty or disguising your wealth behind meaningless property. My worth is my purpose, abundance, properly. You can feel it in my poetry. Shit, I wrote this poem on a first-class flight. I outgrew the coach, the legroom's too tight. But I do got some debt to settle. Failing business, pressure boiling kettle. Money owed federal, corporate bankruptcy. The L's I took several. Had to get it together, meditated, fuck Adderall. I got my mind and my time back. What I look like, exposing my back for these traitors to stab it. And after all, money's just paper with ink on it. I'm no addict, I will make it right back. I've had Abya put on me and I've had it bounce right back. I am protected. Blessed, highly favored, chosen to triumph over stress, God selected. I trust that higher power always. You can say I'm God invested. In the midst of heartbreaking situations, I gave God thanks for the blessings. I spin the losses to lessons and then to blessings. Life always works out for me. It's all in my essence. Lone wolf. I'm trained to move solo. Yeah, my YouTube subs are solo, but I got a photo of me performing in Florida. Angels watching over me as another photographer photographs me. Shout out to Tommy and Ketsi. I'm grateful for whatever comes. In 1 year, my salaries have ranged from $26 an hour to $35 to $85 to $150. I shifted from riches to rags and right back to riches swiftly. Corporate bankruptcy taught me to manage my money better. So even in the midst of financial hardships, I, Phoenix, rise from the ashes like the Suns with a jersey of Steve Nash is. Like the thin veil of smoke gently over the aluminum where the hash is. Like Thomas Sankara smiling down on Ibrahim Traore as he bashes the colonizers the fuck off his land. Enlightened ones stay risen. And so the financial failures liberated me from financial crisis, and I'm never going back. As I sat on my laptop, calculating thousands of transactions, filing 6 years on taxes on 7 different accounts, shit had me asking where the axis. On QuickBooks, triangulating, trying to find the axis, and if that line confuses you, imagine how the fuck I felt. But still, I keep pushing as time lapses. I'm getting this money they don't want us to access. Fuck being a starving artist. All right, yo, that was it. I do want to share, if anybody's interested in information around the League of Canadian Poets, I really do want us all to take over that shit and make it more equitable, make it make sense for us. Feel free to approach me afterwards and give it up for the slam, everybody!
Give it up, spin up, Poeta! All right, folks. Like I said, we have a duty to take care of each other, yeah? So we're going to take a hot second pause to do a couple things. The first is, if you need to pee or poo, those two things, or wash your hands, always do that. Accessible bathroom right there. Up and around, there's 2 more bathrooms. The running joke is there's a big, tall fireman in this other one. It's not real. They're never real. Those handlebar muscles, never real. I've tried. Never real. Don't be scared, okay? Next, we have some light-sensitive folks in the world. This shit isn't working. So we're going to turn off the strobe light, and I need someone who's tall in the back to stand up and turn off the switch. I have to turn off the spotlight. Yes. Yes, thank you so much. And that means we're going to turn up these lights here. It's going to feel like a church hall, but we're going to fill it with radical things, so it'll feel really good. We'll turn to a community center, okay? Yeah. Okay, cool. So hang tight. The last of the light on my skin. All right. Also, if you are wearing kicks like mine, or not, what I would like you to not do is stomp and pee while this poem's happening, okay? That's just wood, it's hollow. It's like, no one needs that during their poem, okay? Unless they do it themselves. That's not a prop. Okay. What else do I need to do for care? Yes, that was an amazing set. Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. I cried on the inside, in my loins. And so if you have feelings that you're like, whoa, it's really hot, there's a lot going on, behind this lovely partition, behind our lovely inclusion coordinator, Sonny Littlejohn, give it up, is our active listeners. We got Daria and Kiran. If they are wearing a glow stick, that means they're on duty. If they're not wearing a glow stick, don't talk to them. They won't give you their number anyway. They're here to give support and receive feedback. And if you actually, in all seriousness, need some more care, they aren't a therapist. They're just kind of there to hold space, give you stim materials, and just a chill place to hang out. And then they also have a resource list for you if you need some more support, okay? That's mainly local. Is that right, Sonia? Yeah, but so if you're traveling from away, just reach out and let us know how you're feeling, okay? Great. This is the next part of the, I think we're good to go. And is the lighting okay? Michael, we good on the lighting? Yeah, great. Give it up for B-Word doing live stream. This week has been the best we've had it. We're one of the few that says we're going to live stream be hybrid. And so I want to also give a shout out to Brad Morden at a Red Light North, who is currently dialing in from Buenos Aires to make this happen globally. I'm going to share a poem, okay? Recently, not recently, this is a sentiment that happens a lot, but recently there was a post from a dear poet friend based in Ontario, in the Haudenosaunee area, and they were talking about how they felt ostracized and left out and left behind, and it was very sad. And I wrote this. They were saying that I feel unwelcome in the community that I helped build. And I wrote this. I made a decision to believe a while ago that being seen and being remembered is not the goal, nor the measure of impact. Maybe 2 or 3 folks know that community is now eating at the table you helped repair with duct tape skin and bone, nail, and blood glue and spit. Some table that some elder cracked and another built and yet another served on. But sometimes, someone invokes a name, and I remember their poems. Thanks. I say this because we are at arguably my favorite part of the festival. Oh, shoot. The well has flooded. Okay, we good. I will not cry like McCrae. I'm kidding. I love McCrae. Where is he? He's my favorite human. Oh, yeah, it's ready. I know. I'm ready too. Where are you, actually? Where are you? Where are you? Come here.
Come cry in front of everyone.
I know. Stand in front of me so they can see. Give it up for the cat shirt, everybody. This is the core leadership team of the Versus Festival. Give it up for Sonia Littlejohn again. Johnny McCrae, Operation Member. Great. Okay. It's been a really hard year. It's been a really hard time, and we are so understaffed. And the best part is just recognizing each other not the three of us to each other, but like each other, us here. And it's time to present the Zacchaeus Jackson Nice Memorial Award. Who here knows who Zacchaeus is? Yeah. Make some noise then! Huh? We are going to get there. We're going to get there in a hot second. No, it's all good. Blessings, blessings. All right. Zacchaeus, incredible, life-changing, world-changing poet who left us too early, went to spirit too soon. And, shaking. And after his passing, a select group of folks from community, leaders from community said, and his family said, we're going to create an award that celebrates community builder, someone who is the loudest cheering person in the room, creates a safe space, someone that we all aspire to be and often fail at it and need to apologize for, but we try our best. And I just want to, what I'd like to do, as per Sonia's prompt, is I'd like to take a moment to celebrate the recipients this year and then have a fucking loud minute of noise. Is that okay? All right. I don't love taking up this much mic time, so I'm going to read these recipients, little snippets of their nominations. Then I'm going to bring them up. They'll share some things. And then I'll get my lovely team here who have been so compassionate with me in my madness to lead us in that noise making. Sound all right? And you will make noise. So here we go. It's been a minute since we lost our dear friend. And in that minute's time, generations have flipped. I just talked earlier about how we're in a renaissance. And so these nominations came from across the Turtle Island, across this landmass. And we had a committee of people that are from completely unaware, just external and internal, and members of VPH and members of family and past recipients together to build this. I had no say in the decision. I really want to honor and let the decision come. And here is what people wrote about these humans. That is a picture of me. That's a picture of me. That's a picture of me. Okay. All right. And wait, that's not a picture of me. Okay. The last person that this person would celebrate is himself. He's a cheerleader for the young people that he celebrates and for all the people who surrounded him in his community. The platforms he gives young people are greater than any they would imagine getting to experience at their age. And the flowers he gives them through their introductions, the pomp, the circumstance he curates around these events, and through his actual spoken thanks. Are palpable and heartfelt at all times. This human exudes enthusiasm and love for all who wish to engage in the art form in honest ways. This person was, the nominator met this poet at a high school function saying, hey, I'm doing poetry, and right away, star. This same nominee, this recipient, went on to become a youth poet laureate, went on to manage 3 different poetry organizations, went on to create a new nonprofit in Saskatchewan supporting youth, supporting interdisciplinarity and teaching. The next person, the next recipient, this person is from Ontario and has lived a lot of life, like a lot in the last while. But I've known this person for over a decade, and one thing we have in common, and one thing that I look to, and I only have it in common because I look to this person as a role model, is hospitality and mentorship. Through this person's poetic scene, they have brought and raised world champions, national champions, people that have gone to represent this nation, this place, our communities, supported represented so many poets of color, is the epitome of mother, taking in the strays, creating a home that's safe and awesome. So please, let's do a gentle applause so you can hear their names, and then we'll do some noise after, okay? I would love to invite up the recipients of the 2026 Zacchaeus Jackson Nice Memorial Award, Dash Reimer and Nia Reed. Yeah, go for it.
The quickest of words. I think one of my favorite things about spoken word is, and it's going to sound so simple and ridiculous, but like it's spoken, which means it needs to be heard, which means it requires a listener and a speaker, both equally important. It means that it requires and necessitates a community, and without that, it's not what it is. And I'm so lucky to have come from a community and communities that grew me and made me the person I am today. And so, long list of names that could fill that, but just a few people that, were a part of that from the beginning are just Isaac Bond and Cody Dill from Saskatoon. A huge thank you to them and blessings to them. A huge thank you so much to Johnny and to this whole crew that was organizing this festival and the people that were on the jury for this. A huge thank you to the community I come from back in Saskatoon, in Treaty 6. Some of them are here tonight, so shout out to Eco and to Axis, to Abya, who are all brilliant. Thank you so much for your part in the community that I get to share with you. And then just lastly to my sweet, sweet partner, Amy, who makes me very brave. So thank you all so much as well.
This last year brought about a challenge to really challenge myself to really look at how I have spent my life and what I am doing with the time I've been gifted with. And just in that moment, I received a call from Johnny that this award had been blessed upon me. And what an honor it is to be witnessed, but even more importantly, what an honor it is to be somewhat associated with Zacchaeus, because to have met him was to have met somebody with the magnanimous tenacity and generosity, someone who epitomized the courage and beauty of poetry. And when Johnny was speaking about a renaissance, it also reminded me earlier today when we were talking about film, of documents of time, and Zacchaeus had a poem about an eagle taking a fish that was too large to carry. And there are poets here who were carrying this huge vision that at the time was too big for all of us to realize, even when we came together. But there was this idea of poets and what they could do and how they could change the world, and let's bring poets from across the nation. And it was a dream we were all standing behind, but it was a big dream. And Zacchaeus was a big part of somebody who brought that dream forward, that no matter how hard your day or how beaten and bruised you were from the night before, you could still get up and be generous. You could still get up and be here for your community, to witness one another. So it is an honor, this award, to be here with all of you, to be here with so many poets who have laid the groundwork for years, and just for the ability to get up. And just one thing that I want to just say is, some people find God, some people find health, some people find tofu. But for me, for Zacchaeus Jackson, I found spoken word, and it saved my life. So thank you all for continuing on this festival, your words, and thank you, Johnny.
You keep time. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe a minute is long. We'll do as long as we can. Okay, well, I guess I'm doing a thing now. Johnny too, yeah. What was mentioned earlier was the possibility of having a moment of noise. And this is something that we do very commonly in the slam community in lieu of a moment of silence for when someone departs. We have a moment, I like to think of it as like the ultimate standing ovation, send them off. And so both in the spirit of Zacchaeus, but any such generous souls that anyone in the room may be thinking of, it's been 12 years and it still happens like this. So with that in mind, I guess maybe a minute is too long, but we'll try. We'll go as long as we can. And you can stamp, you can clap, you can scream, shriek, whatever you need to do. But just make noise in honor of those who have gone before. And we'll count you in, I guess. So 3, 2, 1.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, the recipients, one more time. Dash and Nia. Two things. Yes. Take it with you. We'll do photos and things in a moment. It's all good. Folks, we're at the halfway mark, and the slam is going to be fast and awesome. Before I turn you off to hosts, we're going to take a break. Yeah, Matt Miller? Give her Matt Miller, our tournament director. All right. We know the room is full. So please go and take a break, get some air, get some beverages from Jason there. Give it up for Chillax Studios for supporting us. Give us a space. Now, we often ask things, right? But I really don't want to pressure anyone. So a good, maybe kind thing is for those of us competing poets out there who are or anyone performing, if you are ambulant and feeling good to not take a seat, you can hang out in the back space, do that, and maybe give some seats for folks who might need it. But it's your life, it's your moment, and so I want you all to take care of yourselves, do what feels good, do what feels kind. We'll be back in about 7 minutes, okay, folks? See you very soon. Take care. Actually, hold on. Dash and Nia. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. I said 7 minutes, but some people had to smoke some weed, so I gave you some extra time. Is it bright enough for folks? Can y'all see okay? We're good online? All right, cool. Let us know. So, I want to give a couple more quick shout-outs. Is that all right? I'm going to get started? I was really inspired by Dash's nomination about meeting someone at a workshop when they were a student. And I just really want to give a big shout-out. Is Franz here? Where's Franz at? Is Franz here? Hello? Outside? Is Franz? We're looking for Franz. Franz Seashell. Okay, whatever. I met that human, this human, when I was doing a workshop, and they were in school as a student. And here in this city, in particular, around everywhere really, there is a real shortage of spaces for arts and culture and support. So, for everyone who's visiting town right now or lives here, I would like you all to do your best to commit to try. There is the person I'm talking about. Give it up for Francie Show right there. Like, when I say doing it for the community, so what I need you all to do is just throw money at this person and also donate to Vancouver Poetry House. Thank you very much. We give you tax receipts. But please commit to checking out the merch table. Buy books from poets. Buy merch from Enabling Arts. Enabling Arts is in Railtown. It's just on Railway Road. It's like The Simpsons, Hammock and Hammock Town. And it's an incredible space that sells work and art from local purveyors, and it's on consignment, and the space needs love. So go there. You can book the space for a really reasonable rate and run programming. So give it up for Enabling Arts, one of our presenting partners. Franz helped us with co-curating with Derek Edenshaw our first Indigenous International Slam, which was amazing. Okay. I just want to make sure I give some love and thanks to all of our partners and friends. It's been incredible here. It's time for the slam. Are you ready? Yeah! Well, actually, you're not, because what you need is an incredible host. No, I'm not hosting. So save that. Y'all are so fucking eager and premature. So I want to introduce you to an incredibly tall and much prettier, but less well-dressed host. Who strikes like a viper but is warm like a bunny's tail, except when her apartment is freezing cold in minus 50 Calgary, Alberta. Give it up for Cobra Joe Collins! Hello, how are y'all doing? This is it? This is all the marbles. We have so many marbles. How are we? Are we excited for these marbles? Excellent. So by the end of tonight, we are going to crown a new SIPS national champion. Let's give it up to everybody that's been in the competition and is going to be here tonight. All of our poets before. Our fantastic feature. Our wonderful organizers. Cobra Collins. That's so nice. Judges, can I get your scores up so I know where you are? We just get those cards in the air. They don't have to say anything. They could just say 10s if you were being really kind to me, but you're not, and you're over there, and I know that because we've had a chat about it already. Okay, so something about me you need to know is that as the night progresses, I will try and not take the scores. I forget because we're so focused on applauding the poetry, not the points. If that happens, it is integral that you remind me to take the scores, because if you don't, we'll be in trouble, because that is, in fact, how the night kind of works. I'm not going to go over all the rules or anything like that. One thing to note, this whole round is a 3-minute round, so all of our poems are 3 minutes with a 10-second grace. Poets, this is just a very subtle reminder that all poetry slams are won and lost on time penalties, so please, that 3:10, keep that in your head. Before we get going, we do need something, though. There must be blood. Make it gory.
just get up here and bleed. Judges, this is important for you guys to kind of note as we're heading forward. So this is your sacrificial poet. They are not a part of the competition, but they are here to help you kind of calibrate your response moving forward. This is the poet that you're going to base the rest of your scores on for the remainder of this round or the evening. Or is it all judges, the same judges the whole time? Okay, so for the whole night, guys, you're locked fucking in. So I would suggest maybe even jotting it down or like keeping a note of it, but this is kind of the poet that you're going to use to base the rest of your scores off of. Understood? I also want to remind you that there's a full range of scores. There is a lot of numbers on those boards. A 0 is like you didn't really get up on stage, like you're out there somewhere walking around and you're like, what's going on? Is this performance art? And that might even still be like a 1 or a 2 in all honesty. And a 10 is the best poem you have heard. So let's kind of keep that in mind as we're in your life, in your entire whole life. 5 is like, oh, I've never had anybody ask that. I'll think on it. We will update accordingly. But in the meantime, I guys want you to start clapping now for our sacrificial poet of the evening. Let's get it going. Keep that energy big. We've got a big night ahead for Simon Massey.
Are we organizing a poetry event? Well, let's bring out the finger-eating machine. I know. It looks like a meat grinder with a VPH logo slapped on the side, but this baby can make so many poetry events. What? Why are you all looking at me weird? Don't you know how events get made in Vancouver? Okay, it's real simple. You just feed your hands and fingers into the grinder part here and ow, fuck. Whew, damn. And then you get slams and festivals and open mics. Okay, so maybe I don't know the exact mechanism that converts our mangled flesh into events, but it gets results. We keep feeding it and shows keep happening. It's definitely not correlation. Don't look into that. Okay, so some scenes have managed to run shows without the machine, but those are outliers, and like all the funding bodies know the machine. It's registered for all our grants. We've had this bad boy since '96. We are celebrating 30 years of the finger-eating machine. You all don't look like you're buying this. Okay, fine. We won't do this the fun way. 30 years we've been ruining it for everyone. Since 1996. The problem with the machine is that no matter who you are, what position you're in, you stay here long enough and you're going to get bit. After all, it takes a community to fail an artist, whether they're warped by normalized toxic practices or excluded entirely. When does inattention become gatekeeping? People can't show up to an event they don't know about. Sure, under-promoting a festival themed as intimate dialogues isn't the end of the world. But when the theme was bringing the Slam family back together, what a shitty way to find out or not find out you aren't considered family, let alone the family members we forgot under the table. But that's still only half of it, because the same community we fail our organizers just as much. In my 13 years here, I can't think of a single person who ran the Slam or a festival and didn't come out missing a few digits. No one ever ends their tenure going, that didn't harm me at all. And I like having this festival to go to just as much as all of you. And if I look most of my critiques, I know I'm seeing organizers who are overworked and undersupported. But that stress does flow downhill. Overstressed organizers leads to last-minute decisions, missed deadlines, leads to stressed staff and volunteers put in situations they're not prepared for, leads to stressed-out poets in a stressed-out community. If I were to name VPH's persistent toxic practice, the machine, if you will, it's an ethos of poetry at any cost, especially in relation to those running it. Back in our day, our organizers worked themselves to the bone. For an honorarium so low, it's rumored it was more accurately calculated in cents per hour rather than dollars. They gave us amazing festivals, kept wordplay running, and most of us never even questioned what it cost, myself included. Sometimes I wonder, Sometimes I wonder if our communal all-in for poetry was another expression of grief. I've heard it's moved in the other direction since then, but my guess is not enough. A few years back, Johnny got hit by a fucking car and kept running the festival. The thing Speak North understands better than us is that this isn't the theater. The show can absolutely stop. We've learned how to scale back for funding, but what about capacity? The other big difference between now and then, back in the day when folks would organize this, they had half of East Van volunteering for them. And that's why this is a poem here instead of a conversation later. Because right now, we have a room full of people who want this to happen. And I hope our organizers have been asking for help. I hope they do it a hell of a lot more in the future. Whenever this is, whoever's running it, and when they do, I hope we all answer. Because I want someday for all of us together to all have this without turning on that fucking machine.
Let's keep it going for Simon. Let's keep our energy up. We have a big night ahead. Judges, this is going to be the longest you're going to get. I'm going to tell you a really quick anecdote called Today I Finally Went to the Vancouver Aquarium. I've been coming to this festival for the last 4 years, hosting, hanging out, doing what I do, and every year I want to go to the aquarium, and then every single year I look at it, and I'm like, $50 fucking for fish? And then I go for sushi instead. But then today, we went to the aquarium, and afterwards, my lovely fiance, Matthew Miller, asked if we wanted to go for sushi. And you know what? I really didn't. Judges, in a 3, 2, 1, can I please get your scores for your sacrificial poets? We have an 8.3. Let them know what you think. We have a 7.6. We have an 8.8. We have a 6.7. We have a 7.8. Now here's the thing, judges. We tricked you when we said this was a really fun time and we're all going to be real nice to you. But it is all from a place of love and care and keeping the energy up. We do really appreciate all that you do. Audience, our poets need your energy too. So if you want to do a some snaps, some claps, some stomps, that all goes a long way up on stage here to feeling loved. And we do love one another for the most part. Enough. So, on deck we have Squigs, but without further ado, we have our first official poet in the final round of 2026 Sips. Let's start clapping. Give me all your energy for Cinnamon.
What is a poem if not a lover for the alone? Paper for a pen, an outlet for a plug. What's this stage if not a place for me to win an accolade? Do I perform hardship for fun? Am I supposed to pretend I don't want to win? Okay, it is fun, performing hardship. Yes, this is produced, but it's nuanced, heartfelt, and true. I don't just want to win. I'll never stop until I do. I'll never quit. I'll never quiet. I'll never quit. I'll never quiet. You should try it. Believing in yourself, it's a riot to not hide this pride I've got from my poem, to quit the diet of humbled compliance, gracious quietness, lies, relying on admirers. I'm not just a starved artist for hire, save it, sis. I've been more depraved places than you can shake a stick at. I'm a sex fiend with a large capacity for grief. I'm proof you don't give up on a drug addict, something I hope you didn't do anyways. I'm a tireless transgendered woman who will be heard on any stage, any day. Who am I to be if not full of myself? I'd be empty of an urgency. Trivial anxieties would spread to a skin-picking excavation of an overactive gland system. Let me lay it out with all the excess. A blemish and some sweat leave me in duress and regret. Abscess turns to sepsis, turns to death. So I write to make light of a life I felt cheated from, to cultivate a life that picks books up off the shelf to read, to pick garbage up off the floor to clean, to brush these throbbing teeth, conflict with my body's need for sleep. They say I'm self-aware, but I could not care less. I'd rather have a sense of self that's not careless. And I don't care if I'm cocky. I don't care if you think this is too sad. I will give this poem my whole body. I don't care if you think it's bad. Who am I if not Adam and Eve, cursed with a penis, tempted by the fruit? Who am I if not the shadow and light, bursting through rooms, reeking of nonchalance, sheepishly at first, but like the break of day, it won't be long until I'm wreaking havoc on neutrality's afternoon. Night falls and I'm in every corner we've ever painted ourselves into. I am in all the city streets, both plush and rough. I'm reaching into the trenches of bleeding sorrows with 2 steady helping hands, gladly singing a song off tune. Anything I can do to make it in this wasteland.
And that's the official start of finals. Now we got a ball game. Judges, how are we feeling? Are we feeling ready? Are we feeling fast? Are we feeling furious? Do we have a bunch of Vin Diesels in the room? Has he done anything horribly problematic? We'll talk about it later. In a fast and furious, right now, can I please get your scores up? In no particular order, we have a 7.4, a 9.4, a 9.3, a 9.4, and a 9.4. Let's keep it going for Cinnamon. I don't know how to work a microphone either, you guys. I just feel like, can we just do it so it's at a bit of an angle? Can we tilt it? That's better. Yeah, great. This just allows us more options. Just trying to give you some more microphone options. And that was actually a completely planned microphone tech lesson between me and Kim, so there we go. Absolutely. Also a note that we have a live stream going on out there for all of the poets that could not be in the room this evening. From an accessibility standpoint, from a Turtle Island standpoint, we want as many voices to hear your voices as we can. You do need to speak right into the mic because if we can't hear you, they can't hear you, they can't hear you, etc. Okay, so on deck we have Mitla, but coming up now, let's keep our energy up all the way for Squigs.
In my mother's basement, once upon a time, she tied up a clothesline, though the line was just used to hang up hangers, precariously hooked to a rope becoming less taut over time. It's a paradox of garage sale hand-me-downs from broken homes. You see, as bodies for clothes become subtracted, they make room for memories we grow heavier by as the clothes hangers continue to multiply. You see, clothes hangers are sacred. They are ghosts as zygotes. Now, back then, there were days I would wear my old leather belt for an inverted necktie and tie the other end to the wooden crosses in the basement ceiling. Then, on those days, tiptoe up a beat-up old stool and play chicken, a game of chicken with nobody. I wonder now how, if anybody would have ever wondered if I had died not knowing how to wear a belt or how to properly tie a necktie. You see, as kids back then, we always wore our pants too low, and my parents were always way too given in giving involuntary penance. To up the ante, I would write a list in the wooden beams in the basement ceiling each time I got up there for all the reasons I got up there in an attempt to embellish the exit sign, singing ugly duckling swan song echo, sedated by the attempt, training wheels for Icarus syndrome. It wasn't that my youth was in disillusion. I just never really learned how to measure distance properly. What's a pair of breaking parents? What's an unwanted pregnancy? What's within arm's reach? A game of catch, a game of release, a flight of stairs in one step? It's not your fault, kid, but you're gonna have to get hurt anyways. It's not your fault, kid, but you're gonna have to get hurt anyways. It's not your fault, but you're gonna have to get hurt anyways. Funny how, when you're teetering upon stoic infinity, balanced like an idle pendulum, your noose becomes a life support system. Dance like no one's watching. I just never learned how to measure distance properly. The length of a belt across your back weighs less when tied to the ceiling. When a child's prayers go unanswered for long enough, he learns to stop asking for help as the calendars collapse in stacks upon the floor. 2 decades. Feels like yesterday, some days. But I don't play those games anymore. My bones have grown too heavy to bet against memories I still wish to change. With my knees too weighted to two-step the precipice on weekends, and since learning how to use my legs again and again and again, I now prefer to wear my belt around my equator over drawstrings around my neck. The basement has since been renovated. No more wooden crosses exposed in the ceiling. I don't play childish games anymore or ask for help. I just do my laundry there.
Let's keep it going for Squigs. Judges. I'll give you a countdown this time. Nice and easy, a classic. A 3, a 2, a 1. Scores up, let them know what you think. Start clapping now. We have an 8.4, a 9.3, a 9.8, a 9.7, and an 8.9. So on deck we have Chantel DC, but let's start clapping for our next poet, Mitla!
A magician performs magic. A tradition performs tragedies. And it leaves me with the same pattern on the table. Same clock on the wall. Negative spaces where you used to be. In time I didn't know would ever end. And this pattern is the first time emptiness has shown itself. And I tick off days since I told you I love you, and unable to myself, the clock talks forward for me, dragging me further away from you. And same pattern on your ribs from the push and the fall, all too familiar with the beck and the crawl. And we never spoke about them, and I still can't, with how many times I grit my teeth, being all too small to do anything. Sometimes the knife was in my room for me. Sometimes it was for him. And same pattern on my sister's wrists, same holes in her walls. And Grace too. Mom, are you rebuilding your home wherever you are? Would it be the one in town, off the reserve, with a sign on the door I had colored in myself, my age being 9:15, telling all of your shady friends to leave you alone while you had your sunshine? If you're boozing, keep on cruising. And I ask myself if it would be a house I never knew of, before boots came to hearts, before my life ever starts sorting out boyfriends from stepfathers, and it really falls apart. I ask from every hole in the wall, every scratch in the door, every torn and worn out welcome mat, and every night you thought would never end. You tell me, no, son. From the whole of what my life would have been when he left, you were the foundation to the first thing I'm trying to build for myself and for us. And without you, I'd only be digging 6 feet deep and lying down, and sometimes I do, but when I look up, I see my sunshine. And I hope you are building our home wherever you are, Mom. With the 40 stolen records we shared, I try not to feel like my homecoming to you is a long, long time coming. You tell me it's well worth the wait. And for now, I think the greatest trick I ever performed was forgiveness before you disappeared.
Let's keep it going for a minute left. How are you guys doing out there so far? Maybe like a little bit better than that. How are you doing out there so far? It's mostly for me. I need to feel like I'm doing a good job. So on deck, we have. That was a test. Sure. Scores 3, 2, 1. Okay. Again, you gotta learn what you. It's too late now. They've already put them up. So if you want them to know what you think, you gotta tell them sooner than this. We have a 9.4. But do let them know what you think. A 9.0. Keep them up, please. I need everyone to keep them all called in case there's duplicate scores. So 9.0, 8.3, 9.4, 9.1. Let's applaud our poet. So on deck, we have Oma is Loud, but coming up next to the mic, let's keep that energy up for Chantal DC.
I wake and reach for my phone, thumb flicking through TikTok like it's nothing, but my feed is a battlefield. Gaza, Iran, ice, the world keeps burning while I scroll. Bombs bloom where children should be chasing sunlight, laughter swallowed by sirens and smoke, and my heart aches. Watching genocide in real time, grief delivered in seconds, buffered, replayed, and skipped. I pass faces mid-scream, hands reaching through screen, voices breaking for names that will not answer. 13,000 children and counting. Numbers that try and fail to hold the weight of lives. This violence is not new, it's ancestral. Each massacre, another verse in a poem written in blood, held by occupation, ink mixed with greed, preserved by the silent. And my heart aches because I come from people who know this story of genocide. Families torn, stitched apart at seams so children would forget their own names. Children taken, locked away in schools, scraped the language from our tongues that tried to quiet our songs that live inside our bones, and still we are here. To the people of Palestine, we see you, we hear you, we know what it's like to be made stranger in your own homelands, to feel history press its knees into your chest. Our hearts move with yours, with every mother crying in Gaza, with every child ripped from the arms that they love, and still I sit here scrolling, and my heart aches for my Latino relations. Across the line, they call a border where U.S. immigration and customs enforcement tear families apart, children pulled from mothers, fathers erased overnight, as they call them, illegal. As if this land could own people. These lands have never belonged to borders. These lands in Canada and the United States were never borders to begin with. These lands are painted in the blood of enslaved people who built bricks, who built empires brick by brick, their names buried beneath wealth, and they are built on the bones of stolen Indigenous children. Mapped, divided, renamed, homelands turned into property built to by Asian hands, cutting railways through mountains, mining gold to feed this nation's hunger. And by Latino hands, that keep fields alive, hands that build, raise, repair while being told they don't belong. Illegal, they say. But these borders are the violence, not the people. To my Latino relations, Indigenous people see you and stay strong. Indigenous people stand with you because no one is illegal on stolen land. And I sit here holding the quiet privilege of ordinary days, of family, of time, of safety that so many are denied. And on this land, this stolen land, I offer this truth. We are not just survivors. We are the fire our ancestors prayed for. So when that day comes, when we are all free, we will dance in the sunlight, sing our songs with pride, celebrate our cultures, and know we have risen from the sins passed down like heirlooms, because on that day, we will be healed and free together.
Let's keep it going for Chantal DC. Judges, in a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Can I get your scores up, please? We have a 9.8, a 9.9, a 9.0, a 9.5, and a 9.7. Let's applaud our poets. Now we're cooking with gas. I'm trying out a lot of different idioms lately. Cooking with grease. I like that too. Okay, next time. So on deck, we have Andrea Josic, but coming up next, let's keep this energy up for Oma is Loud, please.
See, I've always struggled to believe in God. Not because I don't want to, but because I've never really known a man to stay. See, my father, like God, is always absent, always too distant, always must be beckoned through prayers, through a woman's tears, through a country on its knees begging for mercies. God, if you're really up there, why don't you read your DMs? I've been trying to reach you, but they say you're unavailable even on weekends. I'm beginning to think you're ghosting me. Isn't that why you named yourself the Holy Ghost God? They say you work in mysterious ways, but I don't know how to trust this mystery anymore. My mother's faith has rust on it. Still, she polishes it each morning with her knees to the floors, hands curved like unanswered questions. She arcs her spine to the masculine God she serves, the same one who watched her husband put a gun to her belly to deflate my presence in her womb, the same one who slept through the Holocaust, slept through a genocide, slept through my ancestors' famine plantations. Hallelujah sounds like iron these days, my mother. The metallic chain of amens burst from her mouth. She calls this justice, to suffer long, to forgive fast, to believe in a kingdom that looks nothing like the one she was promised. Thine kingdom come. But isn't that how colonies are formed? They see somebody else build heaven on their land and tell them theirs is in the sky. I look around, but all I see is borrowed light. God, perhaps you can smell the last man I kissed on me. Perhaps you can see how my shame warms the neck, gives one man an erection, everything. I said everything in me riots behind my throat. I say I have agoraphobia, which is the fear of heights, but the truth is, it's actually the fear of falling. I've hidden behind these walls for too long. Oma is loud because I thought if I name myself a lie, maybe one day I'll start to believe it. But I'm tired of living in these cages, worshiping absences, fathers for gods, gods for fathers. So God, if you're listening, hear this. I've learned to love. I've learned to stay when no father will. And this mouth is loud because I'm no longer losing myself to the silence. I've decided to heal loudly.
Let's keep it going for Oma is Loud. Judges, you're doing so good. 3, 2, 1. Scores up, please. We have a 9.9, a 9.8, an 8.8, a 9.7, and an 8.9. On deck, we have Steve Miller coming up next. Let's keep our energy up. Start clapping now for Andrea Josek.
My sexual assault case ends up on the news, and the journalist uses the word allegedly. In a mandatory first-year class, my journalism textbook reads, "To avoid legal action, journalists cannot name a crime. It's a court's responsibility to distinguish facts or allegations." A survivor's healing is an exploited purgatory. I've had professors say victims aren't always telling the truth, but turn around and profit off every source's grief. I look at the exam question, how do journalists avoid legal action? And I wish I could have done the same. In the campus interrogation room after my second assault that happened at the school I still had to go to every day for 4 years, I am both chewed on and rotting. Like dead meat hanging from the ceiling, everybody rushing me is trying to preserve their bases. A system that believes survivors are guilty until proven innocent. The memory my brain blocked used against me, and I can hear the school sigh relief when the evidence comes back inconclusive. My story ends up on the news the next day, allegedly, unnamed, and 2 hours later, a classmate uses the case as example. A group of wannabe journalists enclosing on my 6x4 drywall carcass, entire newsroom salivating at me from the whole body down. Headlines feed their starving mouths. Site visits and story clicks are the dining table reward. What irony is a job that's supposed to serve the public, because me and every survivor end up scorched on their platter. If simple words could undo my assaults, let me become a circus linguist, twist myself out of the eulogy the publication writes for me, printed without my name, torn apart in 10 lines of newspaper column, and everybody and the news cycle and me can move on the very next day. I will never report my first assault, or third, or fourth, treated like a vicious smirk that burns me on the way out, because all the reporters would pat each other on the back anyways. Allegedly was my truth's burial, and all my story becomes is textbook example.
Let's keep it going for Andrea. Audience, let them know what you think. This is the last moment, because in 3, 2, 1, I need those scores up. All the way up. We have a 9.6. We have an 8.9. We have an 8.7. We have a 9.5. We have a 9.1. Let's applaud our poetry. Obviously. So on deck, we have just Jess, but coming up to the mic now, let's keep it going for Steve Miller.
Quick shout out to Van Slam. You guys are my roots. A lot of mentors in this room and they're watching right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. But an even bigger shout out to my new family, Tri-Cities Poetry, who brought me here. Thank you. This one's for you. Crazy Spoon? Crazy Spoon isn't really crazy. She's just been bent in ways most people can't even imagine. Too bent for dinner, but used so many times to clean the mess left in the drain by someone else's dirty dishes and then tossed back into the miscellaneous drawer. patiently waiting for the kitchen lights to shine on her again, waiting for the day a hand will reach in with the passion of a spoon collector who searched their whole lives for that one vintage original. Someone who understands spoons, someone who understands she's not asking for much. She doesn't want to be the centerpiece of a fancy Christmas dinner display, hearing hollow comments of her luminescence from a distance. She just wants to be that special spoon someone uses to stir their coffee with every morning, knowing she'll always be there, shining and ready to put some sweetness in the mix, stir it up day after day. Someone who understands spoons bend only so much before they break. Someone who understands spoons tarnish and discolor, but with a little polish, we can shine as bright as the sun. Every bend catching the light, Crazy Spoon reflects like a disco ball on the world around her, but even a disco ball loses its beauty to the darkness of being hidden away. Begging to shine prisms of light on the world, Crazy Spoon swirls rainbows around her handle, finds decoration in garbage, recycling colors scooped from the alleys of life, fixes and mixes them to be reborn as works of walking art. She has a gift for seeing the beauty in the gutters she scraped so many times they call her by name. Day after day of the same games played, bending backwards to fit in spots normal spoons snap from the tension. If spoons could talk, she'd say, "How come they always want to cut me like a knife? How come they always want to prick me like a fork? How come they always want to bend me back and forth and back, making my malleable molecular structure rigidly fragile from the force of consistent use, trying to forge me into a miniature horseshoe for them to hang above their bed when they want a little lucky? There's nothing lucky about being nailed to the bottom of feet that are always stepping in their own shit." See, spoons can't always take the heat of being beat down day after day, so Crazy Spoon surrounds herself in children's costumes and toys, waiting for that one person who will look at her one day and say, "Wow, you're one gorgeous, crazy fucking spoon, and I love how we click-clack make music when we come together, bending notes in harmony. Let's bend a duet slowly." See, Crazy Spoon's not really crazy. She just bends in a way all her own, showing that bent can be beautiful too.
Let's keep it going for Steve Miller. Judges, do you have any weird spoons? Channel it. 3, 2, 1. Scores up. We have a 7.9, a 9.5, an 8.5, a 9.6, and an 8.6. That brings us just over the second half of our first round. How this night's working is we have 13 poets in this first round. We're going big, we're going hard, and then I'm going home. No, I'm not. I will still be here, but you'll have a different host, also in a crop top. And then we switch to 5 and then down to 3. So that's the evening. We have Miss Jerry on deck, but coming up now, can we please get a thunderous round of applause for Just Jess?
Ten things nobody tells you about starting over. 1, you will find yourself sobbing in the soft furnishing aisle of HomeSense at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. You're sobbing because you can finally buy the throw pillows with the scratchy sequins and the witty sayings on them. You will hate this and you will love this. Pack Kleenex 2. You will question your attachment to your rainbow-colored hair because he always made cracks about you going bald, and you start to wonder if maybe you should just shave your head to see what your scalp looks like underneath. Do not touch the scissors. Do not touch the clippers. Consult a trusted hair professional. Keep the rainbows. 3, you hate cats now. This is absolutely because his tried to herd you through the house by sinking its claws into your ankle at every opportunity. Also, it gave you cat scratch disease. You're definitely a dog person. 4, there will be no celebration for you finally achieving your freedom. You will attend wedding showers and baby showers and quietly ache at none of this happening for you. You will discover you are your own damn party. Purchase the cake, eat the cake. Speaking of, 5, you will have to learn how food actually tastes when someone else is not drowning it in shitty hot sauce. The taste of apples and the thought of apple picking will make you nauseous now. Coffee can be consumed in a form other than scalding acidic black. Add the creamer and the sweetener. Invest in the syrup. It's okay if it tastes like candy. 6, your first apartment will have no furniture. You will sleep on an air mattress for several months. You will have a roommate named Walter. He will contribute nothing to the household expenses. He is a mouse. You are terrified of rodents, but you survive because you have to. And even though a cat probably would have helped the situation, you remain a dog person 7. Your money is finally yours. You are no longer a forensic accountant stashing funds in secret accounts, knowing where every penny goes, worrying about mystery expenses or having enough for rent or wondering if you can all afford to eat that month on just the money you bring in. You can keep a job. You keep your job. Buy the nice duvet 8. You already know how to clean. Dust on the windowsills is not the end of the world. The dishes don't have to be washed and rewashed so they meet his standards. You will feel the weight of absolute panic the first time you do not disinfect every surface maniacally after dinner. It's okay. The world spins on. No one will let someone else into your space to clean it, and on that note 9, your space is your own. You will take much time to remember that. You will not feel safe for many moons until you've locked and unlocked and relocked and barricaded the front door and locked your bedroom door and laid awake in the silence until 3 a.m. You will hear someone in the hallway of your building, and the timbre of their voice will rattle you for the rest of the day. You will learn that every click of a door does not mean danger. You will learn to find your peace. You will learn to feel safe again. And finally, 10, you will be okay. It may not feel it most days, but you find a way. You make it. Congratulations. You make your peace with cats. You're still definitely a dog person.
Let's keep it going for Jess. Who here's a cat person? Who here's a dog person? Channel both. Judges, I need your scores. 3, 2, 1. We have an 8.8. We have a 9.2. We have a 9.5. We have a 9.6. And we have an 8.9. On deck, we have Al the Lion, but coming up now, let's keep it going for Ms. Jerry.
To the beautiful woman from last night, I saw you across the bar. Your black dress hugging curves in all the right places. The light glistening off your lip gloss, begging me to kiss you. The shy smile you gave when you noticed me looking. To the beautiful woman from last night, I decide to shoot my shot and say hello. Your voice is music to my ears when you say it back. The way you turned to face me, inviting my hands to rest on your lush hips. The way you leaned in close, and all I can smell is your perfume. And all I can think is how much I want to be between your thighs. To the beautiful woman from last night, I like the way you look up at me, with lust in your eyes. I like the way you lean into me, pressing your curves against me. I like the way your breath catches when I tell you what I want to do to you, how I want to kiss you, how I want to strip you, how I want to tease you, and how I want to fuck you. To the beautiful woman from last night, I want to wake up remembering the sounds you make, your moans, your whimpers, your screams of pleasure. I want to wake up with the taste of you on my tongue, my mouth watering for more. I want to wake up with the memory of you on your knees, being such a good girl. I want to wake up reliving the memory of last night. To the beautiful woman from last night, I want to be the reason why your fingers trail over your skin, taking the same path mine did. I want to be the reason why you get wet simply at the thought of me. I want to be the reason why no one will ever fuck you as good. I want to be the best you have ever had. But not because I was the first woman you ever fucked. To the beautiful woman from last night, I will not be your lesbian experiment.
Let's keep it going for Miss Jerry. Judges, have you ever been the best that anyone's ever had? Channel it. Scores 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We have a 9.1, an 8.8, an 8.5, an 8.7, and a 9.5. Let's keep applauding our poets. So now I need this big, bold, beautiful, sexy energy that we've been carrying throughout the night to carry on to our virtual poet. Like I said, we have a live stream and a whole troop of people here enjoying this experience outside of this room, so they deserve the same love and respect. Without further ado, on deck we've got Kelly, Mary McAllister, but now we are going to shift our focus to Elle the Lion.
Enough. The only thing that's keeping you from getting you what you want is the story you keep telling you. If you change everything that you say to you, then everything you say and do will change for you. Because the only thing you can change when you can't change where you're at, perspective on what you have and how you think what's good is bad, when sometimes good is just what's familiar. Comfort to a fool like clouds lined with silver, and sometimes the things you think that are bad are really good things that you never had. And what is truly valuable is how you know which way to go, how you know which do's and don'ts, and how you find the will to won't stay within your comfort zone and be your own detective, inspector of conceptions that misdirect the senses and critical deceptions that you believe were senseless, but you still accepted. And if you accept it, then you can reject it. Your mistakes are only a reflection of who you were, and they are not directions to where you're headed. You could still be anything you want to be and nothing they expected. For too long, you put their feelings about you before your feelings about yourself. And these feelings became thoughts, and they dwelled. These feelings, they got caught and they swelled, and these feelings, they flow right over your well. No, you are not well, yes. You are up the creek without a paddle. No paddle and you're up the creek. And then they herded you like cattle because you acted like a sheep. Someone who is strong but acts like they are weak. And then you're following along and you're pretending to be someone who you're not. Yes, someone happy. And then you put yourself down to bring others up, and you pour into them till you emptied your cup. And now you so thirsty, deserted by love. Somehow you still drowning, don't feel like enough. But you are more than a dysregulated nervous system rooted in unhealed trauma. This is how many stay reeling in drama. Thought you was a period, you're really a comma. Best is yet to come should really be a mantra. Then you need to tell yourself is what you tell your daughter, your son, or your sister, or your mother, or your father. And this is what I mean when I say let's heal ancestral trauma. Because it scars on the pretty things. Let's put away the petty things. I'm letting go of anything that keeps me from discovering I am more than everything the world has left to offer. I am enough in the skin I am in. I am enough in the skin I am in. I am enough in the skin I am in, and everything that I want in this life I could win. I am the master of my mind. The alchemist is I, and I decide to define how I live by my design. And so, the only thing that's keeping you from getting you what you want is the story you keep telling you. If you change everything that you say to you, then everything you say and do will change for you.
Let's keep it going for Elle the Lion. I just looked over like she was still in the room there. I'm like, hello? Judges, let's get it right. Do what feels true. Audience, let's applaud our poets. Let's get our scores up. 3, 2, 1. Guess need the countdown. Hey, that's fair. We have a 9.5, a 9.4, a 9.2, an 8.9, and a 9.6. On deck we have Jules. Coming up now, we've got Kelly, Mary McAllister.
Exercise only works if it hurts. It's your pain that burns those calories. The internal combustion engine of the body is your suffering. Go harder. Tears should slide down your flushed cheeks. Salt mingling with salt, an alchemy of perspiration and pain that makes your pump more potent. You should feel no joy. If you feel a moment of joy, don't. Health is beauty, and beauty is pain, so pain must be health. You can find joy in joy when you've destroyed the fat, when you've earned it. You don't look like you've earned it. Food is only fuel, not a pleasure, not a pleasant experience, but a penance, a punishment. If it's good for you, it should taste like sand, disintegrating in your mouth into tasteless particle pieces. If you're not hungry for this, then you're not really hungry, are you? If the buckle won't latch on your belt, you should buckle down, buck up, make yourself less, eat less, be less. No one will love you unless you fit into those pants. To buy a new pair is to admit defeat. To accept your features is fine. To accept a futile future is fat. To fool yourself into the fantasy that others don't see your flaws. You can't ever let them see your flaws. So close your fucking jaws. Diet or you'll die of it. Roll the dice with the vice of it. Don't you know that the last one standing had the life most worth living? Don't you know that the trophy at the end of it all is the smallest coffin?
Let's keep it going for Kelly. Judges, you're so good at this by now. I feel like you don't really need any more time. You're professionals. Once again, not paying you. Can I please get your scores up in a 3, 2, 1? We have a 9.2. We have an 8. Let them know what you think. We have an 8.8. We have a 9.3. We have a 9.2. We have an 8.9. On deck, we have Sarah Lewis, but coming up now, we have Jules. Let's get us going.
This is a letter to my abuser's mother. Mary, did you know that the pit in your stomach was rotten? That the flesh you carried for 9 long months would come out of you snapping and snarling? Mary, did it hurt when you were severed? Arms blessed with that bloody bundle of a baby. If you knew what he would do to me, would you still have cried tears of joy? Would you still have anointed his forehead with your lips? Does your joy outweigh my pain, Mary? I do not blame you for your offspring. You are a lamb, and he a wolf in sheep's clothing. Did he tear his way out of you with his teeth and his claws? Did you see the bloodlust in his eyes? Did you smell the sulfur in his smile? Mary, did you know? Did you see the signs? Did he ever come home licking his lips? His white pelt stained wine red with blood. Did he tell you it was his? And did you believe him, Mary, as all mothers must? Mary, I know love has blinded you, but there are no miracles here. He will not kiss your broken eyelids open, so let me tell you that old, old story of how your son got up there, wide open. He took the stairs, each step a backbone broken, each step a girl interrupted, each step a different age, 17, 18, 19, 15, 14, 12, 9, and Mary, these are just the ones I know. Mary, do you remember the story of the footprints in the sand? Did you walk up us with him safe in your silence? Mary, do you still wash his feet in the temple? Do they still turn the holy water wine red? Because Mary, it's been 5 years and I still can't wash him off. And Mary, I try. Every night I get down on my knees and I scrub and I scrub and I scrub and I pray. I pray to you, Mary, I do, because Mary, maybe he would listen to you, Mary. I do not blame you for your offspring. I know every man is the Messiah to his mother. But I used to be innocent, just like you. Bones jutted, knees bruised from praying. Your baby ripped me apart from the inside out too. Mary, oh Mary, how could you not know?
Let's keep it going for Jules. Audience, how we doing? I feel like this is the part of the night where I let you know that my favorite Offspring song is Pretty Fly for a White Guy. It's not up for debate. No questions are being asked. Judges. No, I know. I don't think this is the first time we've talked about this. Judges. 3, 2, 1, scores up. Audience, you got to let them know. We have a 9.7. We have a 9.1. We have a 9.1. We have a 9.8. And we have a 9.1. Let's keep applauding our poets. This was a big round. This was a big round, and we're doing really good. We're going to head to a virtual space for our final poet of this first round. Let's start clapping now for Sarah Lewis.
I hope I come back as an Indigenous woman in my next life, again and again and again, because how gracious was this earth to place love in my heart and not hate in my hands and not pen in my hands to make policy about lands they wouldn't even pray to, wouldn't see it as their mother, but another way to stimulate their economy. The audacity to make policy about uteruses they do not have, about rapes they have not endured, about skin colors they have not worn outside of baseball stadiums, but have only sworn out of a country they're not even from. I mark my body with a border, forgetting boundaries are their concept, their language of conquest, of colonization, the way they turned rivers to blood, forests to prisons, prisons into my people's homes. I wish that they knew that no one is illegal on stolen land. I pray they come back as a trans man or a woman or a so-called immigrant or a picket sign or maybe my toilet paper or as the gentrified building with graffiti that reads land back or free Palestine or fuck ICE. But most of all, I hope I come back as an Indigenous woman in my next life. The grandmothers have spoken. The swell in your cheeks tell them you're not from around here. The darkness in your eyes match the rivers you've poisoned. The tree you cut down looks an awful lot like the paper you worship, the paper you use to clean up your mess. The 2 brain cells you have left forgot about the binary. One says they are male, the other is female, and my cousin laughs because they get to be both. 2 spirits, but what would you know about that? You don't even have one. And so my kokum says, do not trust them. Do not trust man beating man with holy cross who draws blood and puts holes across his face, preaching nonviolence. Not my God, not my government, not my laws. Yes, my people. Yes, my family. Yes, my community. Yes, my power. Yes, my voice into this microphone. That is what I do have, and for that, I am so much more rich than you. I hope I don't come back as a Nazi, a racist, a pedophile who makes an oopsie-doopsie, who dresses like a Cheeto on their best day. I pray I come back as another Indigenous woman. And then some days, the megaphone quiets. The radio is loud. The reality is louder. This morning on CBC, 2 more Indigenous women found in a landfill, and I wonder how many more before the earth refuses to hold our bodies, how many more before we're not treated as an afterthought, like something disposable. Still, if I come back again, let me be an Indigenous woman. Let me be the reminder that we were never meant to disappear. And yet still, if I come back again, let me be an Indigenous woman. And if they try to bury me, tell them I've always been the land.
One more time for Sarah Lewis, please. Judges. That brings us to, well, an audience, but this one is for the judges, before I forget. Can I please get your scores up in a 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We have a 9.8, an 8.2, a 9.0, a 9.4, and a 9.5. Let's applaud all our poets. Let's applaud everybody in our first round tonight. That was an amazing feat. They worked all year. They got here to you to perform these words, and it is fairly remarkable, is it not? Absolutely. Speaking of scary things in the washroom, there is that terrifying fireman there. There is a weird box of takeout food in the accessible one. I do feel like I would be more afraid of the takeout food at this point based on how long it's been there. So do not eat it, would be my advice. Excellent. I just felt like we needed a washroom update. So we are heading into what's coming next here, which is our second and third round. Our second round is 5 people. Our third round is the top 3. Top 3 in the country battling for the championship. It's very cool. Yeah. Energy-wise, how are we all doing? Better than I, which I mentioned now to say, perhaps I will take this moment to introduce my fantastic co-host, crop top champion. I don't know where they're at with their high kicks or their suckets. That's more of a me thing. Oh, and then we're here. For those of you who have not been in other events where I've hosted, I'm really trying very hard to bring suck it back. From like the days of wrestling aughts. Suck it is gender neutral, in case anyone was wondering, much like that washer with the expired food over there. Without further ado, we're just waiting on some notes, but this is Tawaham. Do you have a bit to help us get through this time?
Clap like you want to hear more poetry. I don't even have to ask a second time. That was phenomenal. That's actually just good. We don't have to worry about that. I am Tawaham. I won't do the suck it thing any more times for y'all. But who knows what we're talking about? The inner thigh? Who knows? I don't mind that. We got a 3-way tie for fucking 5th place, so that means we just got 7 poets going on into the second round, which to me is glorious because in my heart, like, we usually just have 10 people in the first round. Since we had 13, it's nice to have, you know what I mean? Like, just keep it moving, right? We're just going to keep it moving. I'm Tawaham. I love to give poetry points. I love to, like, be here for the game of it. There are poets who have died tonight, and I'm a greedy little tempter. I see that their blood has fertilized this garden, and that has armed us with the knowledge that will free us. It will free us. That is the point of this, right? Yeah. Now, once again, I'm asking you to clap like you want to hear more poetry. So we just get right into the round then. On deck, not enough blood has been spilled tonight. We need another sacrifice before we move on. So please welcome Eco Aboriginal to the stage.
When I was little, we didn't have much. Not many toys, not many Christmas presents, but we had everything. Aunties folding lawn chairs into our truck beds, uncles hauling charcoal in coolers to the lake,
Babies asleep in the towels, smelling like sunscreen and smoke, and we are just trying to eat. Salads and potatoes and ribs and bannock, hot dogs burnt at the edges. Our mouths were full of laughter and lake water. We were taught, we do not hit, we do not hurt, and don't point your gun at people. Not even in pretending, because life is sacred enough not to rehearse their killing. But somewhere beyond these tree lines of the bush, in bohemian bright cabins and golf carts, boys were learning something different. A man hears enough stories about Indian crime and suddenly his porch light becomes a watchtower. His shotgun, a Sherman. His fear, a family heirloom stitched in his denim jeans of this province. They taught him the land could belong to him, taught his fences were holier than hunger, taught him trespass was greater sin than its dispossession. Fear handed down like hunting rifles, good old boys inheriting loaded stories about us Indians. How brown skin near a fence line could be their danger. How hunger could become trespassing. 10 years ago, Colton Bushi was just trying to eat too. Just boys stranded on prairie roads asking for help. But instead of hungry Indigenous boys, Gerald Sandley saw a statistic. And Gerald's nephew, a boy of 22, headlines soaked in his muscle memories, raises air guns at Indigenous women going for dinner, playing cowboy with his inherited fears. I know what happens when boys are raised on this kind of hunger. If you teach these boys to hunt, they will return with someone's child in their saddle riding home. Then one -40 night, the good old boys chased my brother with bullets into the night of following northern stars, frostbitten and bitter. They point at us numbers and say, see how dangerous they are, like setting a fire and then blaming the smoke. Meanwhile, native boys learn survival recipes. And the country keeps feeding itself the same recipe. Fear-browned and cast-iron violence served generation to generation, and still we're trying to eat. Trying to raise children who do not mistake guns for manhood. Trying to teach our sons our hands were meant for carrying food homes, not aiming at the hungry. And we're just trying to eat. And they keep teaching their boys to pull the trigger before passing the plate.
Keep that noise going for Eco Aboriginal! Now, judges, this is the most time I'll give you in the second round, just to say that Spirit told me to do a weird thing in between each poem to reset the stage. Spirit told me to do this. May the blood that's been spilled on this stage just now fuel poetry's continuance. Judges, 3, 2, 1, up with those scores. We got a 9.8. We got a 9.4. We got a 9.9. We got a 9.3. And we got a 9.4. Give it up for the poetry and not the points. On deck, we have Cinnamon, but coming up next, keep that noise going for Squigs! All the way to the stage! All the way. Keep that noise going, everyone!
Tonight, our drowning is hollowing out bottles as we drink from the impossible honesty that echoes there. Tonight, we are bathed in neon, wearing our regrets loosely, shaking off our youth as our shadows grow itchy. Tonight, the impossible chance that she takes me into her hands, the whole weight of me, all unfinished poems and the man parts I have. She says, let's see what you're made of. I make her no promises. I just give in to our mutual intoxication. There is nowhere else in the world I would rather be heedlessly than in this moment, half drunk and leaving this bar hand in hand with a girl, half drunk and leaving this bar with me. There was no traffic that night, so we drove reckless against the calm, and as if to save time for foreplay, she takes me back to her place. We stumble through the door as if breaking in. We reach her kitchen, each missing a shoe. Her hands invading my layers, unwrapping my dignity, my tongues failing diplomacy against her mouth. She looks into my eyes, breaking what I had hidden behind there. I wonder now if she does this with all her prey. I wonder if she does this every time she prays as she falls to her knees and defeats me for all that I am, man parts and unfinished poems. Then, finishing me, rises heavenly faced from the crime scene of my oblivion ephemeral. At her feet, I kiss her again, less now for diplomacy, more for supplication. She told me once, that's what she always hated about me, the way I would kiss her after she'd killed me, which always made me laugh. And she would not, which always made me wonder if I should apologize. I lift her in all her accentuated curvature onto the kitchen counter and free her legs from her pants as I am still shackled at the ankles by mine. I crash all that is holy of me into all that is sacred in her, and just before her breath and sip slips beyond her lips, she says, let's take this to the bed. Her knees over my shoulders, my arms under her, I carry her in all our shifting heaviness. Her skin could make the sky jealous, our names tattooed among the clouds, breaks, bleeds, rain. Tonight, everything hollow sings in harmony. Tonight, you need not believe in heaven to inherit the ghosts which have kept us empty. Tonight we danced horizontal, shipwrecked on our bed sheets, dying to fight the dark away, dying to wake up with each other, what we break before morning escapes. But there are shorelines we will never reach. There is a forgiveness we cannot quarry. There is a weight too heavy a lifetime of nights could not swallow. Our sex was an attempt to forgive each other for being empty. We fucked each other in an attempt to forgive each other for being incomplete. Tonight, everything hollow sings in harmony as we pick up the pieces before morning breaks.
Keep that noise going for Squigs! May the blood that has been spilled on this stage move forward to fuel poetry's equanimity. Judges, 3, 2, 1, up with those scores. We got an 8.3. We got an 8.0. We got an 8.8. We got a 9.8. And we got a 9.7. Give it up for the poetry and not the points. We also got a time penalty. And all we're going to say about that is, aw, damn. Aw, damn. Because we got a fucking show to keep going. Anyway, that's the thing about time. On deck, we got Jules. But coming up next, keep that noise going for Cinnamon!
My beautiful nightmare comes from my BPD. You're just repressed. One personality for that faggotry. I think what you need's a real hung, suave lady to teach you how to take that thick, long D. Matter of fact, how about courtesy of M.E. me? That's right, I fuck longer than a soliloquy. Ain't it kind of funny how this glam, goth beauty fucks harder than your ideal fantasy? Of a muscular, masculine, repressed dummy ingesting creatine and protein, injecting crystal meth, steroids, and triple P, eyes bugged out, jet black and pinned beady. Yet, here you are sitting next to me at Community. You're looking bashful, Bambi need an Ambien and an ambulance, shamefully. I don't give a fuck, I'm faggy, I own the freak in me. I take syphilis shots and detox while you take drug den dick. Maybe you could ride home the bike I left at this crack shack, downtown, east side of Oppenheimer Park. Get crackin', he'll be laughing when you overdose on GHB. Films it for his smutty porn web company. Gets his bitch to grab your credit covertly. 'Cause he's got you tied up in a blindfold. He's a pirate. You're his treasure trove. I was fated a freaky faggot. It's no fictitious story, but I struggle to survive in a system who favors men so predatory. Stunting sanctimoniously, shutting down sexual survivors. The cops are at a standstill, sedentary. Respect from me means coming out of the closet, if it's safe, is mandatory. I hope you learned a lesson from my allegory. I'm imploring you, whore, you cannot go on ignoring. To be clear, at a metaphorical Microsoft Word underscore. Rapists and pedophiles are rampant like the Macintosh store. An apple a day won't keep at bay your amnesia, no sir, as you get weak in the knees next time you're trolling for D. Hush up, don't blush, your cheeks look like ambrosia. Canada's so corrupt, I've had about enough, dear. I advocate for those of us who live it, necessary disclosure.
Keep that noise going for Cinnamon! May the blood that has been spilled on this stage go towards poetry's power. Judges, 3, 2, 1, up with those scores. We got an 8.9. We got an 8.9. We got a 7.9. We got an 8.8. And we got a 9.3. Give it up for the poetry and not the points. On deck we have our virtual poet Sarah Lewis, but coming up next, keep that noise going for Jules! All the way to the stage!
I hate my phone and I keep counting fingers. Tell me 5 reels you saw today. Tell me how much of it was real. Tell me how much of you is real. Anyways, how's that new med? Wellbutrin up, sertraline 150. How's that microplastic spoon in your brain? Biohazard brain rot, glowing pickle brain rot. How many TikToks did you watch today? How much of it was real? How much of you is real? Brain rot, TikTok, is the brain rot worth it? Do you keep the loop going? I can't tell what's real, so I count fingers because I hear AI can't count fingers and I am not AI, I am real. 5 fingers each, hands, 2 hands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers, hands have been pressed, printed on rock wall, Stone Age fire new, young, 3000 BC. And there is only life and love and survival. There are only beating hearts and bodies and growth springing through the cracks in the rock wall. There is only sex and love and survival. Grass green knees, strong back, hands desperate, devoted, fire low, fire holy. We are a black hole, baby. We move up and down like the waves against the rock sharp, against the night cool, against your skin, against my skin, against your skin, in the moon cold water, your hands through my wild hair tangled with algae. We are a black hole, baby. The water cold against my chest, against your chest, against my chest. You feel it, don't you? My beating heart alive, my breath alive against your neck, between your lips. Your love warm between my lips, against my heart. The water suddenly calm, my heart suddenly calm. Here I am, so alive in the sweet dead lake air, alive like the wind, the water, and you. So kiss me present, under moon-white light, kiss me wild, kiss me free. Our hands on body on rock, hands on body on rock, holy hellfire, hands on body on fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers each hand, count fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. 5, 6.
Keep that noise going for Jules! May the blood that has been spilled on this stage go towards poetry, continuing to make you feel tinglies. Judges, 3, 2, 1, up with those scores. All right, we got an 8.9. We got a 7.5. We got a 9.5. We got a 9.1. And we got a 9.7. Give it up for the poetry. Oh, and we got a time penalty. 3, 2, 1. Ah, damn. Yeah, whatever you said. Anyway, we just have to just keep that shit moving. On deck, we got Chantel DC. But coming up next, keep that noise going for our virtual poet, Sarah Lewis.
You say addiction is a choice, but where was mine when my parents left me or when he touched me? So if I choose to use substance over razor or noose, call it progress, not moral inferiority. You think an addict lives under a bridge or is shooting up in your local bathroom and isn't here on this stage right now reciting this poem, so you have no idea. You paint us with a paintbrush that only knows Picasso, but I've been handcrafted by Crazy Horse and Sitting Bull, and I got one more fight left and one more hill to die on. You call it an illness, as though it wasn't this society that made me and my people sick. Everyone asks, why the addiction, but not why the pain, the booze, the pill, or the powder. That was someone's baby. The man with no name, the one you could just call junkie, the man on the street that you won't give money because he'll spend it on drugs as if you don't do the same or also have a prescription for your pain or depression. And I heard Pearl and Gertrude talking shit about safe injection sites as if they've ever saved a life. It enables them, they say, as if they don't enable me to pick up the pen and write about them, write about Pearl with the privilege, Pearl the enabler, the yapper and coffee shoppers who only complain about an eyesore they are but never help, who judge but have never felt what it's like to really pray to a God to make it all stop every day, and yet you can't. I hope you never have to experience that. Frankly, I don't think you could handle it, Pearl. You've been given the gift of ignorance and you remain privy to your own privilege, who pray for the wrong people at churches with hands too clean to help those trying to get clean, and talking about Jesus and how he died for our sins, but what do you know about that? About death, about suffering. My homeboy Jesus would have stepped in when my best friend overdosed for the 4th time, or when my partner went to treatment for the 7th time, or when I would watch everyone I grew up with smoke crack, seeing a pregnant woman with a pipe in the trap. My Jesus would have helped when I had to pour whiskey down my uncle's throat because he could have died if I didn't. Drunken Indians, they would call my family, and I don't have a punchline for that. I just think it's really fucking cruel to say. What you know about intergenerational pain, Pearl?
Yeah, I'll keep that noise going for Sarah Lewis. May the blood spill through these speakers. Go towards poetry's electricity. Judges, 3, 2, 1. Up with those scores. We got a 9.1. We got an 8.7. We got a 9.6. We got a 9.0. And we got a 9.5. Give it up for the poetry and not the points. On deck, we've got El the Lion. We're coming up next. Keep that noise going for Chantel DC.
As I sit on my grandparents' couch, we catch up on our lives. I sit with my dad's father, telling him, I do poetry now, Grandpa. And he tells me he wrote in residential school. Silent tears of unspoken poems had fallen from his eyes. The priest had torn it up, leaving words on paper too broken to mend. My mother, father recalls the graves they try to hide behind the schools. Why did I find them? Within, he tells me anger stirred, burning deep, then the silence fell louder than it's ever been. And I sit with my grandma, scrolling through Facebook, talking about whatever comes up in our minds, and she tells me the days and how the memory of hunger still lingers, a taste from those schools that could never leave. She tells me how disgusting the food was, if you could even call it that. And I sit with my dad. He tells me how the nuns and priests used to hit him with a wooden ruler because he was native, and more that I will not say. Anger starts to feed within, and I sit with myself, remembering a kid poking at me with a stick on a school field trip saying, ew, you're native, and no one doing anything when I was 9. And I sit with these thoughts, crying, trying not to get angry, grieving the pain my family endured, my grandfathers, my grandma, my dad, me, because we are native. And I grieve as I hear these stories, devastating stories from so many walks of life, and I grow weary of sitting, listening to those stories. I feel angry and wanting to tell my grandparents they deserved so much better. It replays in my head they were just children, abducted into believing these lands weren't theirs, scared children, told not to speak. Abuse was the only language that had been spoken. Their skin only spoke the language of pain. Confusion became safe haven, as if they had no clue what was going on. Alone became assault. No safety allowed. They were just children. Shouts in my brain so loud, and I'm in that constant battle, trying to walk with that esqualakun, that good heart, that good mind. But the truth of Canada's cultural genocide isn't easy to face, so I won't sugarcoat it so you feel comfortable. So try keep up with my pace. When I speak my poetry for my grandfather who never had a voice, for my grandmother who lost her childhood without a choice. I speak my poetry for my grandfather whose poems still live inside his head, trapped as if they're dead, but still I rise, sharing my relation's truth. But for now, all I can do is speak and hope you just heard what I said.
Keep that noise going for Chantel DC. May the blood that has been spilled on this stage go towards poetry speaking truth to power. Judges, 3, 2, 1, up with those scores. We got 9.6. We got 9.7. We got a 9.4. We got a 9.6. And we got a 9.8. Give it up for the poetry and not the points. On deck, we got Almost Loud, but coming up next on the virtual stage is El the Lion.
So when they ask me what's my story, I tell them my ancestors' pride and glory. Their wildest dreams, something they could never fathom being, everything they were stopped from achieving. Hands up, don't shoot, I'm just here breathing. My ancestors told me the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. It's white world who showed me the darker I am, the harder the rules. Through screens, through stories, through news, who I'm supposed to be, but that's not what I choose. If I'm really free, then it's time that I do change the only thing that I can when I'm facing untruths. Shift my perspective, reject their reflection, release their deception. I let go of these views. I'm not here to be mused and abused, not a product of the people they use. While they find ways to subdue what is due, I will do what I can and not what they do. I balance the scales, rewrite what I see, undo their lies with beams of light, until the truth look like me, my rights, my reparations, no hesitation will be realized and recognized, hopefully while I'm still alive. My ancestors' wildest dreams live through the black boys I'm raising, worth every praise, and I pray they don't hear it, they see it, and they feel it, walk with their heads high, and they be it. They come from kings, remind them so they don't forget. They not lost boys, and they won't be broken men. And for the little girls who look like me, searching for themselves on screens on TV, wondering why roses are red and violets are blue, and why black people die from living their truths. This is not new, this is not fiction, this is repetition. So I write to shift the position. Because words matter when the spelling off, the blood splatters. Reframing the story is how we shatter all of their lies and the truths that they tattered. The hunter wrote, the lion lived in jungles, it never roamed. Got the whole world on the Kool-Aid sip, same script they uphold. Now I teach lions how to write, so their stories unfold. History gets repackaged, marketed, and controlled. Recovering heritage belongs to the bold. They say the victors write history, so I twist the plot, rewrite the ending. I'm not pretending I was never buried, I was planting. A seed that took root in the dark, sprouted a stem like a candlewick spark, branched out, grew purpose, bore fruit that fell to the ground. The end was a beginning when I found my crown. I am a queen and I know now. I am the proof they tried to bury, born to be free. A wild blackberry.
Keep that noise going for El the Lion! May the blood that has been spilled through these speakers go towards poetry's contribution to our cosmology. Is judges, 3, 2, 1, up with those scores. We got 9.4. No, judges, up with those scores. Don't fuck around. We got a 9.4. We got a 9.4. We got a 9.4. We got a 9.2. And we got a 9.5. Give it up for the poetry and not the boys. On deck we have, but keep that noise going for Oma is loud.
Fix your hair. I believe in the God of a black woman's hair. Hallelujahs to the kinks and the afros, to the locks and the cornrows. Hallelujahs to the twists and the braids, to the weaves and the frontals. It is impossible to premise my girlhood without hair. The first time I staggered before a mirror, hands digging through coarse waves of black hair, it struck me that this wild tangle of curls is an ancestral loop. Look how it tangles and swirls. History echoes through these waves, I swear. Gravity becomes weak in the knees by its weight, I swear, by my mother's hair. This is a kind of worship. I bend my knees at the altar of women. The hands and thighs spread, the communion of fingers moving through knots and rows of blessedness. Someone on social media tells me to fix my hair. And by fix, they mean salvation is a hot comb. It must simmer through these waves, straighten, erase, straighten, erase. Isn't that how colonialism works? Straighten my body, my history, my tongue, and now my hair. The gospel of flat irons and erasure is at the tip of my tongue. I am straightening to repentance, forgive me. Holiness is a lot of heat damage these days. It burns my scalp, scorches my DNA. I walk into a boardroom, and someone tells me to fix my hair. And I wonder how to fix this testimony. This Red Sea that refuses to part see. My hair Delilah's her way into the spotlight, seduces the air and then strangles it. On some days my hair is bulky, wears its volume like victory. On some days my hair is mourning, a black halo on dawn. These hair you cannot tame, cannot catch between the eager lips of conformity. It will break the brush, it will bite the comb. So yes, I believe in the God of a black woman's hair. Fireproof, undone, thick, and twisting into all the shapes of glory.
Keep that noise going for always loud. Yes, may the blood that was spilled on this stage go towards poetry's healing. Judges, 3, 2, 1, up with those scores. All of them. Judges, up with those fucking scores. 9.3. We got a 10. We got a 9.6. We got a 9.7. And we got a 9.8. Give it up for the poetry and not the points. That was the end of our second round. How y'all feeling, audience? Make some noise if you still want to hear poetry. Exactly. You're here at finals. This is like I've been telling all my fucking friends who have no idea what this is and didn't fucking show up how important a night like this is and how like you ain't gonna see shit like this any other night, but whatever, you know what I mean? Oh, we already have the list. Y'all are so quiet. You are so stoked. Hey, I do want to give a second to like shout out every poet who has graced this stage, and I am going to read some names out because these are the poets who aren't making it to the third round, but also have spilled that blood, that is that knowledge, that is building that garden. So make some noise for Kelly Mary McAllister, Cinnamon, Just, Squigs, Andrea Joseph, Sarah Lewis, Miss Cherry, Jules, and Mitla. To have a competition means there's winners. That means there's losers. That's the point of this shit. Gladiators come up here and people die. Poets die. And then they come up and say a couple more verses for us. We're very lucky for that. Do you feel very lucky? Cool, I guess we just get right into the third round then anyway. And you're still not fucking satisfied. You still want another goddamn sacrifice. Well, our sacrificial lamb of the third round of Sims Finals in 2026 is Yannicka McIntosh. Oh, did we lose a judge? We lost a judge. Hold on, Yannicka. We're making sure. Oh, I think we have a judge. We didn't lose no judge. Didn't hear no bell. Make some noise for Yannicka McIntosh!
Heaven's gonna wait for you. No, yeah, heaven's gonna wait for you. Lord, take me home. I remember dreaming of heaven. White clouds, soft as cotton candy and shaped like the afro puffs in my hair. I bounced off them, rolling in their dust, tangling myself in nests of heaven's silk. The Lord's garden was my playground. Everything was in heaven. Water and forests and deserts. I could still play make-believe, watching the rocks be set forth in a stuttering stream. I've always felt at home in my head. I tasted God in citrus and salt, heard him in the bellows of laughter and the cicadas I could hear but never find. I felt God in many ways. In the soft precipitation on my fingertips, hands pressed to the cold glass of my father's van, I draw hearts and words until I'm scolded. I smelled God in my father's garden. Unkept but bountiful, tomatoes and peppers growing on top of themselves, barrels of burnt wood still crumbling to ashes. God provided, God saw me, taught me my body is a temple that does not belong to me. I held the men in my life like God. So how do you just drop God when he fails your ideals of perfection? Man is fickle, his choices unrooted, morality bending with the weather of his day. Men get loud, a loudness that reverberates in my bones, the kind that asks you fight or flight, a sound that does not listen, just takes up space. They press obedience like something to be swallowed, force it down, but where is the water to baptize my mouth? Force-feeding submission. Before I remake God in the image of man, I watch the men in my life fall from grace. The only evidence of the religion they once imposed are their bronze statues I cast with my own hands. I return to it only to curse the bloodthirsty gods they were. In the Bible, Dinah is assaulted by Shechem. The narrative focuses more on the retaliation by her brothers than on Dinah herself. When do the men actually tend to her? Was the brutalization all the attention a woman can be rendered? The men mount and what they stand on is reduced footnote. Sometimes she's called daughter, sometimes sister, sometimes nothing at all. Something is taken from her and the text moves quickly past it, as if looking too long would undo the story, too raw, too fresh, too bludgeoning at the back of my eye, because the story is not about her, it is about what the men do next. The bargaining, the fury, the cleansing violence. Footnote, her devastation is a boneyard of women before her. Blades speak clearer than her silence. Even grief is given to men. They say, look what was done. Look how we answered. Now they love me, I know, but they love me not like a brother, but as a sister. The men in my life have mistaken duty for identity. I'm not even allowed to be a disciple, just a woman trying to decipher you. They've forgotten the girl folded as small as her legs could be pretzeled. At times, I'm not sure if I'm the offering, men waiting for the right transaction. They were meant to create and leave behind, and I, simply this soft thing in places I have not yet tested. I held the men in my life like God. And how do you just drop God when he does not meet the ideals of perfection? You go pick him up. I opened my arms to men all my life just to hold them, to hold as close as I could get to being held. Heaven's gonna wait for you. As I laid there naked, wrapped in our satin sheets, he got dressed. Heaven's gonna wait for you. I fell back to earth, sink deep into my sheets. I sat in the room quietly and watched him leave, and his footsteps reminded me of my father's heavy boots at 5 a.m. Lord, take me home. Aren't men supposed to protect and not scar? I'm force-fed submission and obedience, and they do not oblige. Footnote, there was a woman here. Something sacred before it was spoken over. No more altars made from fear, and no more gods made from men.
Keep that noise going for Yala Gabakadosh. Before I do any ceremony, this is the warning. We got to reset the lights. It's about to get real bright for a second, because we got to reset the lights. I'm going to do my ceremony, but it's a little different this time. May the air that we felt move through this space just now go towards us standing with each other. Judges, 3, 2, 1, up with those scores. Judges, up with those scores. There we are. Thank you. Don't worry. We're almost there. We got an 8.7. We got an 8.9. We got a 9.7. We got a 9.9. And we have a 9.8. Give it up for the poetry and not the points. Now, on deck, we got Alma is loud, but please make some noise or El the Lion on your virtual stage.
Introducing the new N-word. I am Nirvana in motion, a supernova novel. Namaste to the past, I'm a numinous gospel. Navigating new narratives, negating negativity. New worlds, new waves, new realms, new reigns in divinity. I am never ending, I am infinity. Not your niche, I am the nexus where the codes cross and connect us. You boxed in, I break out flexing. The system bends when I bless it. Never the token, I am the template. Not a guest here, I am the genesis. They gatekeep, I generate entrances. You numbnod, I narrate newness. I am the muse made to move this. I am not your type. I'm the turning table, the net you can't nav or disable. They name me wrong. I rename the block. Now every street speaks my name and every corner talks. They name me wrong. I rename the room. Now every wall in their house echoes my bloom. They name me wrong. I rename the book. Now every word I spell leaves every room shook. I'm not your norm, I'm the natural tide that rises, notorious, non-conforming, nullifying their disguises. I am not for profit, I'm for prophecy. They monetize the moment I make memory. No script written with me in mind, so I pen pages that bend time. No more margins, I manifest middle. They tried to mute me, now I'm the symbol. The fiddle, the whistle, sounds they can't silence, I am the signal. They turned on the heat, now I am the griddle. Cooking dreams, flipping pain, they can't crack the code, cause I am the riddle. Prime, poised, prolific, pivotal, never a phase. I am the frequency, truth in my tone, that's divine decency. Noble ninja, shadow slicer, truth igniter, ghost in the system, a silent fighter. Never normal, I'm a nuance deflected, the system stepchild, often neglected. I am not the noise, I am the note. Every note I flip into a quote. Numerous networks nourish my net worth. I am the nectar, unseen and protected, rooted in quiet soil where forgotten dreams are collected. From no name to North Star, I navigated night. Newborn necromancer who became the light. Never not black, never not bold, not your entertainment, no filter, no holds. I am the new standard, I am the new gold. I'm always ready, I'll never fold. Numbness was normal, now I am the nerve. Not just surviving, I nourish, I serve. I am the new N-word, non-negotiable, non-stop, never your maybe. Next trend frequency, no limits mentality. Noble-hearted energy, negligence not tolerated. Nuclear by nature, nationwide and celebrated. Nascent, never naive, not a novice, y'all ain't hearing me. They name me lion, I reframe the truth. Now nobody nearing me. Whether I'm 19 or 99, this here my destiny. Think like a lion, a mantra, a mission, a move. LYON. Lift yourself over negativity. When I show up, I prove.
Keep that noise going for Elder Lion! May the air that we just felt move through this space, go towards us, cooking for one another, eating with one another, caring for one another. Judges, 3, 2, 1, up with those scores. We got 9 points. All of them? Okay, cool. We got 9.7. We got 9.0. We got an 8.9. Let them know what you think. We got an 8.8. And we got a 9.8. Give it up for the poetry and not the poets. On deck, we got Chantel DC, but keep that noise going for Oma is loud.
Every time someone walks up to me and says, "Gosh, your English is so good," I say thank you. But what I really mean to say is, you have no idea how much it cost me. See, my mother tongue was a woman once, heavy-breasted with stories, hips wide like a Sunday morning kind of rhythm. She sang my name into the softer parts of the world, but nobody liked her voice. Too loud like that, too strange like that, too full of guts and gumption. So they gagged her with grammar, made her kneel in a corner of the room while they taught me to speak like a proper lady, chin up, Back straight, no mother, just tongue. Every word I say in English is a contraction of grief, of betrayal, of birth without a midwife. I am not fluent, I am stitched, sewn together from scraps of home and exile. See, my voice is a cesarean scar, forced open to deliver a language that does not know how to love me. See, my mouth is a battlefield of babels, of lost bloodlines. Once I reached for the thing between teeth, between voice and vocal cords, and found my mother there, launched into this loophole of a language. You have no idea what it feels like to become the sting, not the bee. I have buried cities in my mouth. This language buries me somewhere deeper than the bones, deeper than the roots remembers, buries me like a hatchet, sharp end down, splitting the soil of who I used to be. We call this an open mic. But every time I open my mouth, something dies. I dig into my losses to make poetry. I mine my wounds for metaphors. We call this slam poetry, while we snap fingers over the grave of our grief. So the next time someone walks up to me and says, "Gosh, your English is so good," I say, "Thank you." But what I really mean to say is, I've lost everything. Mother, tongue, history. I die every time I open my mouth.
Keep that noise going for Alma is loud. May the air that we have felt move through this space go towards blowing down the empire. Judges, 3, 2, 1, up with those scores. Up with those scores, up with those scores, up with those scores, up with those scores, up with those scores. Don't make me keep repeating it. All right, we got a 9.8. We got a 10. We got a 9.9. We got a 10. Judges, keep the scores up. Judges, I'm not done until we hear all the scores. All of them up. All of them. All of them up. Thank you. And we have a 10. Give it up for the poetry and not the boys. On deck we have, but keep that noise going for Chantel DC.
I take a deep breath. One foot after another, I open the doors and I feel uncertainty. My stomach drops as I walk through the halls and I feel anxious. Walking through the building with the stained glass murals all over as I walk in, eyes watching me, yet benches empty. And I see a man, legs tied, hands nailed down to a cross with a thorn crown, piercing his skull, piercing his thoughts. And the smell of the church makes me feel nauseous. The smell, a nightmare, haunts me whilst I'm awake. And I feel so much pain in this house of God. And I hear children wailing in the cellar down below. I look through all the rooms, I'm trying to find it, but what am I looking for? I know I'm here for a reason, so I start my search by looking in the dark box, the place where you're supposed to confess, thinking someone will tell me the truth and where it is and what I'm looking for. I look through the cellar down below. I look through Bible after Bible, trying to find a clue, trying to find a reason, a purpose almost. Why am I here? And I almost start praying to God, thinking He can really help me. Looking through the pages so fast, I was stopped. The holy book preaches so loud, all I can hear, all I can read is, if you feel purposeless, ask God to give you wisdom and direction. James chapter 1, verse 5 states so. Maybe this book's right. Maybe I need to ask God for direction because that seems to be the only option I have. I need to know what I'm looking for because I'm lost. I'm lost in my own thoughts. I'm lost in this dark forest. I don't know where to go. Let me be a sheep and you be my shepherd, lost in my own words, lost in the language of the white man. That's it. I can't speak. All I can do is scream. Scream because I am not me. God, please. Give me directions to your disciples who took what was mine. Tell them to give me back what was once mine. I'll do anything. Convert me, dunk me in holy water. Baptize me right here, right here. And I go under. I know my skin will burn. But it'll be worth it, won't it? To drench my skin in holy water, as I ask for forgiveness, repentance to my sin of being native, and as I hear the hymns get louder and louder and louder, I go deaf. Not a sound, not a drum, no language. and all I hear is you. It feels so fucking wrong. Is this really God? Is this the God you follow, allowing his own to try destroy a whole race? Is this God you follow in disguise, perhaps? Because in these holy walls, children sat in these benches, children taken from their families, children abused by your disciples. How did you let these people live such fucking happy lives? Because blood stains the glass now. Blood stains the red carpet leading to your Jesus, so I can't tempt myself with this conversion. It doesn't feel right. As I grasp for air in this holy cathedral, it burns my throat, and I start to run to the waters to cleanse my body, cleanse my spirit. And I know what I need to do next.
Keep that noise going for Chantel DC. May the air that we have felt move through this space just now go towards us, treating each other better than we have ever been treated ourselves. Judges, 3, 2, 1, up with those scores. All now, right now. 9.0. We got a 9.7. We got a 9.2. We have a 9.5. And we got a 9.7. Give it up for the poetry and not the points. On deck we have, which means up next we have, yeah, that's what I mean. Yo, to be honest, what I want to say is some gratitude towards our bartender, our person who is making sure everyone has a seat. Jason over here, making sure that we can come back from the 11 o'clock when the lights get turned down. You know what I mean? Like, we wouldn't have a slam without a place to do it at, right? Yeah, exactly. And that's just a part of me, what's it called? Stalling for time. I'd never stall for time. I'm a professional time waster. My name is Tawaham. I have been your host tonight. You have had Cobra Collins as a host tonight. You have had Johnny Tran as a host tonight. Have you enjoyed Spin El Poeta as your feature tonight? But I am about to turn the microphone over to a couple lovely human beings, which is we are going to call Johnny Trin back up onto the stage, along with decade-long poet, but much longer, I know, Andre Prefontaine. We're to the stage.
Decade-long poet? The fuck is that supposed to mean? Hi, I'm Johnny Trin.
Are those the results?
Yes.
Okay, so I had this idea that I thought this would work, but it didn't work. It's working. I know. My first Canadian Individual Poetry Slam was 2016. And folks like, is Khalifa still here? Yeah. We were so much thinner. The skinny jeans, well, we thick now, it's good. But it was like the funniest thing, and that year, this lovely human took the prize. I know, right? So I thought it'd be really nice if, say, a decade ago, that poet presented the award to this year's recipient. Sound okay? It works! See, dramaturgically, it's fine. Thank you so much. I just wasn't ready. I thought there'd be like more banter and stuff, but give it for Tawaham, everyone. All right. So, I actually would like to call up the winner. I'm kidding. I will call him in a second. Where's Miller? And where's Cobra?
That's so funny.
Is he back yet? There we go. I've been so fortunate to be here working and supported by this amazing team. I don't need this all this mic time. I just want to let Matt Miller announce the recipients, and Andre and I will present the awards, and we'll take some photos. And so what? What's happening?
Well, now you get rid of the face you were wearing. Carry on.
This is what you get for collaborating with Alberta.
Allow me to separate from the situation.
Too soon.
Okay. Before we announce, this is the comedy show that you were not expecting because we're all tired. Before I pass this mic over to Matt Miller to announce the recipients with Cobra, I want to just say I deeply, truly, firmly believe that this is one of the most exceptional years ensembles of poets we've had at SIPS. More than in line with everything. And a big part of that was how you held them. But I saw poets just being nice outside, inside. I saw poets who were I messed that poem up. It doesn't matter. This is one moment. Johnny McRae, who you may not know, was a previous artistic director here. I'm walking in his shadow because he's so much taller than me. He's always said, and I super agree, that on any given day, any other judges, it would be completely different results. Truly, it was not a hard decision. So there was a bit of a math fuck up in the back end of the competition during the prelims. And originally we were gonna have just 10 move forward. But then the math messed up, and the top 13 with the top 13, and it was a no-brainer. Everyone, so many more deserve to be on final stage this year. You were all excellent. Don't let any moment of any poem you feel bad about, it doesn't matter, because we remember and we will book you. Any poet this year who competed, most poets who competed this year, I'm kidding. Please come back. We would love to have you feature around and support. It's gonna be an amazing, amazing year. I'm gonna pass the mic over now to the incredible, tireless tournament director, bowler, golfer, and general tattoo canvas. Give it up for Matt Miller.
I want to.
Here.
This is your job. Okay.
He was supposed to be banned online. Why are you supposed to say anything? I'm not perfect. I make mistakes.
Unlike you, Johnny, I'm wearing the same shirt I wore 10 years ago when I won the thing.
Unlike you, I'm wearing the same jockstrap. Say something.
Okay. Final round. Here's what happened. Third place, El the Lion. 27.6. Second place, Chantel DC. 28.4. And that means your 2026 Canadian Individual Poetry Slam champion with a 29.9. Oma is loud! Oh my, I know you got to practice this speech in Calgary, but the mic is yours.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm a very shy person in real life. The poetry thing is a facade. Thank you for being here. I saw the theme of this year's festival, Intimate Dialogues, and I feel like every single poem I did on this stage was an intimate dialogue, me churning out my feelings, churning out my poems, and you responding with those snaps, with those nods, with those claps, with those ums and ahs, and we were dialoguing the whole time, and I felt it in my soul. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate the support. And this one's for Calgary, so yeah.
Give it up. So, I think you should start practicing your Japanese. Because last year's recipient, Maya Spoken, who won twice, is heading this October to Durban in South Africa for the World Poetry Slam Championships. And I think Spin told me, so if it's wrong, blame Spin El Poeta. Just informed me that Whipso just announced that the World next year, the one that you'll be invited to, is in Japan. All right? It takes a community to build an artist. Whether you were against it or nurtured by it, you all built community tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, audience. Thank you, my team. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, everybody. It's been such a joy. One more to go, and it's going to be an amazing time. Please go home. After you donate and buy all the merch at the table, because Frances doesn't want to take it home with her. Okay. Thanks, friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you.